One of the most overlooked part of any party is the entertainment. After all, the memories of a party are usually what a good or bad time the guests had. With Mixmaster Studios DJs, your guests will remember what a great time they had dancing with friends and relatives. Mixmaster Studios is a full-service DJ company able to provide music for all tastes and put together in a way that won't leave anyone out of the action. We provide music from the oldies to the hits of today. A dance club-style light show will keep the action on the dance floor in full gear. With reasonable rates, why settle for anything but the best at your next party? Call Mixmaster Studios and let us put together a package to suit your needs. 215-824-3777 is the number that will make your next party an affair to be remembered.
Good evening, America. It's Friday, May 12th, 2006, with Radio Racket Radio News. I'm Kyle DeWitt. Star, a.k.a. Troy Terrain of the former Star and Buck Wild program, was arrested earlier today at Manhattan's 1st Precinct. All Access reports that he has been charged with harassment and endangering the welfare of a child after remarks he made on his show about a crosstown rival and his family, including the rival's 4-year-old daughter. Another New York urban formatted station, Hot 97, is also in the news. Newsday reported that a judge has relaxed the rules the station's landlord had established for visitors to the studios, which has been the scene of several shootings in recent years. The judge ruled that guests must enter the building alone, and the station must hire an armed guard to patrol the station at least 1 hour before said guest arrives. The station has also agreed to install a telephone outside the building so the guard can call for New York's finest, if need be. I'll be back with more news after this.
One of the most overlooked part of any party is the entertainment. After all, the memories of a party are usually what a good or bad time the guests had. With Mixmaster Studios DJs, your guests will remember what a great time they had dancing with friends and relatives. Mixmaster Studios is a full-service DJ company able to provide music for all tastes and put together in a way that won't leave anyone out of the action. We provide music from the oldies to the hits of today. A dance club-style light show will keep the action on the dance floor in full gear. With reasonable rates, why settle for anything but the best at your next party? Call Mixmaster Studios and let us put together a package to suit your needs. 215-824-3777 is the number that will make your next party an affair to be remembered.
Finally, tonight, Sirius Satellite Radio reports strong first quarter results. Sirius ended the first quarter with nearly 4.1 million subscribers, up 149% from the same quarter 1 year ago. Advertising revenue grew to a record $7.3 million, representing 53% of total satellite radio industry advertising revenue for the quarter. Even with all of the positive trends, the company still reported a net loss of nearly $460 million. With Radio Racket Radio News, I'm Kyle DeWitt.
Been waiting to say that a little while. 11:09. We were supposed to start this thing a few minutes ago.
Whatever. We were supposed to do a lot of things a few minutes ago.
I should have known that things would be screwy.
Wouldn't be screwy if it didn't involve you.
It was 6 years to prepare for this, and
you needed an extra year.
At least.
But didn't get it.
Hey, how are you? It is Audio 18. Still not prepared to tell everyone what that means.
Because we're not quite sure ourselves.
Because my explanation that it didn't really mean anything isn't really good enough. That's what everybody has said over the past few days. I tried telling everybody that it really means absolutely nothing, and nobody believes me. So maybe
I believe you.
Help us tonight try to figure out what it is. Oh, boy. It is the Radio Racket, by the way. Yeah. The Radio Racket, we should have come up with a positioning statement for this show. And I think we neglected to do that, among other things.
Among other things, yes, indeed.
Oh, boy. My name is George Brusstar. Joining us in the studio tonight, our executive producer, Kyle DeWitt.
Aloha.
Nice job with the news, by the way.
You gritted your teeth when you said DeWitt.
Yeah, I don't know why. Roscoe.
Hello, George.
Roscoe Browning is here, our in-studio producer, if you saw the website. The one that was supposed to have been updated by this point, and then we had some problems. And yes, I did try, and you guys can back me up on that, right?
On the trying part, yeah.
Yes, bit of a bandwidth problem. Rockin' Rob hanging out with us in the studio. Give this guy a microphone from time to time, but Roscoe, I
Use
guess,
it sparingly, Rockin' Rob.
Yeah, Roscoe, you can control it. So if he gets out of control, you cut
him down.
Just cut him off. That's it. Yeah.
We'll put you at like 25%.
Cut his fucking ass off. All right, I did it.
Oh, there we go. The first F-bomb to be dropped.
All right, so who won that bet? We were taking, I know Vegas had the thing going. Nobody thought it would be you. I really expected more out of you. I'm very sorry for that.
Sorry to disappoint.
I thought these microphones would sound so much better than they do, and now that we're here, I don't like the way they sound.
I feel like I'm low.
You're low? Well, that's up. Roscoe's running that board.
How about that, Kyle?
Roscoe!
All right, enough chatter. Oh, what am I saying? It's a talk show. It is the program that talks about, we used to say it talks about radio on the radio, but
that would be incorrect.
We're not on the radio.
Thank God.
Yeah. A lot has changed in the last 6 years.
You've gotten heavier.
A lot heavier.
And bolder.
I was about to say less hair. A lot has changed.
Slightly more obnoxious.
Slightly. It's my understanding things have been out of control.
Yes.
All right, well, it's the show that talks about, let's just say, oral media. Is that good?
Why not?
Even a little bit of TV.
I'm going to have to look that word up, George.
AURAL.
Treats.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, well, it is good to have you with us, and it is the Radio Racket. Listening to us on Audio 18, RadioRacket.com, and I, at last check, realized that the message board is down.
All right.
Don't know quite what happened there. But
Surf, where are you?
The stream is up, though. The stream is up.
Paging surf.
For now.
Paging surf.
I was going to say perhaps we should give that address, but perhaps we shouldn't.
What address would that be?
The message board URL. But
well,
considering it's down is probably not the best idea.
Let me check just to see if it's gone back up.
Roscoe's mic sounds pretty good.
Yeah, why is that?
Because I'm running the board.
Your microphone sounds better than mine. I have the sexy microphone here.
I think I know why mine sucks ass.
Why is that?
Does that have something to do with the flag on that mic?
See the flag?
No webcam tonight, but that would explain a lot. All right, we'll get into more inside crap later.
And there's plenty of crap.
Yeah.
Of course, it's radio.
Gentlemen, the message board is back up.
Hey now!
The message board is back up. All right, so RadioRacket.com, you go to the message board part there, and that'll take you over to Philly Talk, phillytalk.com. It is a national show. Don't let the Philly part scare you.
No.
But there is stuff going on. Anyway, I guess we should have planned this a little bit better. We did not. So,
but then it wouldn't.
Screw you.
But then it wouldn't be us.
Yeah.
Or
more specifically, Mr. George Brusstar.
All right, so nobody's talking about us on the website yet because it just went up.
Because nobody's listening to
We'll
us.
give out the phone numbers. It is a listener participation show, and Roscoe has the list of topics for this roundtable discussion. But we're not going to do that. Let's tell a little bit about what we will do and what we will not do. Or should we just wing it?
Why don't you start with the phone numbers and let's see if anyone's out there and they want to call.
I didn't want to do that, though, remember? I wanted to wait until a half. Let's just we wanted to tell everyone a little bit about ourselves, but then I realized that's dumb. And that's typical cheesy radio stuff.
And we're trying to avoid that.
Let's go around the room and everybody say a little something.
Well, I worked at KFI in Los Angeles for 5 years, and
No, you didn't.
no, I didn't.
That is. Thank you, Rock and Rob.
Well,
All right, well, long story, really short. We did kind of this thing on a number of other outlets over the years, but the last time we did this was at a little place in southern New Jersey, and that ended abruptly.
good way to put it.
About 6 years ago. So we no longer do that, and we felt that there was definitely a need for the revival of a show that would at least talk about radio on the radio, even though we're not on the radio. So Kyle is our executive producer. He does stuff.
Things.
Roscoe is here. He does stuff.
In the studio.
Yeah, he sits in front of the board, and I don't know. Rock and Rob is a correspondent. He will be telling us about things that are happening in South Jersey radio. I realize that's only 1% of the people listening, but
Less than that, actually.
if you want to be a correspondent for your own area, well, then you can email us. And
That's a good idea. I like that, George.
if you're any good, then
If you're listening in Omaha, Nebraska, and you want to represent your market, drop us an email.
representing, as the kids would say.
Well, we talked about that in our months of preparatory meetings in my basement, and I think that is a pretty good idea. If we get people from all different markets that want to update us each week or every couple of weeks of what's going on in your market, we've got the website set up with email addresses, and you know where to find us, and we'll be more than willing to accommodate you.
Yeah, everything's happening at RadioRacket.com, and there was a lot of preparation
Might not seem
leading
like
up
it,
to, and you would never be able to tell.
Especially
because
just sitting in here.
the one thing we forgot to talk about.
We didn't forget to eat tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, we spent so much time eating at the diner, and yet, it's just like on the old show, the
you
deli.
Keep
That's
calling
right,
it
the
a
deli.
diner.
Whatever.
It is a deli. I keep
delicatessen.
telling you this. Exactly.
We were at the deli that has a bit of a diner flair, except it's not a diner.
So how would it have a diner flair?
I don't know, because there are tables, waitresses,
That's
and
right,
eat
George.
stuff.
You don't know. Keep saying that.
Maybe
to
we
yourself.
should just give out the phone numbers. I don't know.
Maybe we should just give up.
I have the clock right in front of me, and I'm so tempted to give out the time. But we said we didn't want to do
No
that.
time checks.
No time checks.
What was the first words out of your mouth? It's 11:09.
Except at the top of the hour.
That's
That's
the
not
only.
the top of the hour.
18 after the hour, 12 minutes before the bottom.
It's the first time we hit the air,
Leave it
Ralph.
on.
42 before the top.
All right. Well, should we just give out the numbers?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Let's find out if we're just talking to ourselves or if...
Oh, we never did what we needed to do with one of the numbers, did we?
No.
We forgot to do that. In Philadelphia, 215-609-4315.
Yes, you heard that correctly.
New York, 718-841-7702.
These are hot numbers.
These numbers suck. These numbers sound like
Very sexy.
sounds like the kind of like a fake number that a girl would give you in a bar when she has no intention of ever hearing from you.
Yo.
You're
Los
very familiar with
Angeles.
that, huh?
Yeah, actually, yeah. 213-291-6893, although we have reason to believe there's a problem with the Los Angeles line.
Yeah, we have more than a reason to believe it.
Los Angeles, California.
So if you're listening in Los Angeles, you're out of luck, my friends.
Well, you're just going
Now,
to
whip
have
out your
to pay
goddamn
to-
cell phone and make the freaking
Well,
call.
yeah, everybody's got like free.
Yeah, long distance is
free.
it's
It's a
it's
thing
the
of the
thing of
past.
Exactly.
And
That's
everybody
exactly
in
what I was
LA
thinking.
is an actor or an actress.
So they're starving them.
Exactly.
Most of the starving actresses and actors are. Another thing I just realized. There's a delay that's just the nature of internet audio. There's a delay, so it's like I give out the phone numbers, I start staring at the box waiting for it to light up. First of all, I don't know why anyone would call this show,
The mighty Gentner.
but
Oh, my God.
well,
Somebody look
now
at
wait, I have to remember how to do this. By the way,
Somebody's ringing in on the
is the thing down?
Yes, it is.
All right, I have to. Hold
We're
on.
gonna
let
go
me
right to
figure
the
this.
telephone?
No, we're not. No. Wait. Okay, then I pick it up and then I put it on hold. It's blinking. I guess that means they're on hold.
It's blinking.
By the way,
So
after,
you will wait for us, caller.
after 10
We have
years,
important things to say.
10 years of having these headphones without incident, they're crapping out on me tonight, and it's the only set of headphones I have. All of you guys have the sexy I'm a radio jock headphones, and I've got
And you've
this
got my
cheap
ears are too big for my headphones.
$2 the dollar store Walkman headphones.
That's me.
and now they're already falling apart. So, all right, I don't know who's on the caller. Who's on the phone?
Let's go to the phone.
Me English, speak good.
I hope so. If someone's on them, this could be an interesting phone call.
Should we screen the call or just
screen it on the air?
Screen it live.
I think that's good. It is the internet, so I don't know. All right, now what do I do here? I think I just hit the button, right?
Well,
it really has been a while for you, hasn't it, George?
Does the phone button need to be pushed?
No, that's only if we want to talk on the phone. Put caller on the air, we just hit the button, and then when I hit it, you bring that thing up over there.
I know.
All right, go ahead, Roscoe there. All right, line 1, Philadelphia line, go ahead.
Hello.
Radio
This is
Racket.
the guy that gave George Brusstar his first job.
Is that so?
Oh, my.
That's it.
This could be going way back since he was on the air when he was 8, right?
12.
Oh, okay.
No, a professional commercial station.
Is this Marconi?
Actually, my first paying job was in non-commercial television.
That's where you were. Yes.
So I
By
don't
your
know.
own volition.
I don't know how you could have given me my first job, which was at a commercial station, when my first job was at a non-commercial station.
You know who it is. Stop beating around the bush and start answering the phones.
You're on.
Okay.
Who is this?
Stop all the chatter. You have something good. Everybody's streaming music. You're doing a good talk show.
I know who it is.
Why don't you guys not talk too much and put the people on? You need some people that have a program in other cities, such as myself, to advertise this facility so you'll get calls.
Don't you know who I am?
You have to learn how to shut up.
Don't you know who I
Start
am?
emulating, all these other jocks. You put all that rotten music on.
What? We're not even a music station. What?
Well, why did you have all that music on trying to be like Glenn Beck? It sounded like shit.
Glenn Beck.
You tried to emulate Glenn Beck.
Hey, we
No,
just,
you
with
got us.
Glenn
Yeah, I was going to say, you got us there.
Let's turn off the transmitter and go home.
what transmitter?
That's right, there is no...
we'll shut down the
All
audio
right,
stream.
now that I gave all of you hell, I'll say congratulations, you put it together.
Thank
It
you.
only took you 6 years. I went into a station 6 years ago, you guys left, and you never came to see me.
Well, we would have come to see... Didn't you have a soiree or something going on tonight?
Yeah, let me tell you, first of all, you claimed that I went to San Francisco and you were going to come by. You're a bunch of bull.
What San Francisco? I've never been to San Francisco in my life.
No, you never came to my house in Philadelphia after the Christmas party that you talked about.
What, the one 10 years ago? They were talking about that on the boards. They were talking about that.
They've been talking about me 1,000 times.
All right.
Over the board.
Okay, now I'm looking at one of the message boards, not our own message board. This is a different message board. The topic here, Philadelphia's unsung radio hero. Let me click
That's
this.
me.
Let me click this for a second.
That's
Let's see
me.
what we have here.
Only 1,000 hits we got.
If you're just now joining us, we're trying to copy off the Glenn Beck Show.
And remember, I was your first caller.
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult.
That is an insult to me because you guys haven't introduced me.
RJ has been on the most stations in the Philadelphia area.
Why or why not?
In 1962...
Is he a local radio legend?
WEEZ.
Oh, my God.
1965 WHAT.
Before they went hate whitey.
I was going to say... I didn't think you fit in with the mold over there at WHAT. Maybe it was different then, I know.
What?
Wi-Fi in 1967. 1968 WNAR in Norristown. WXUR, the Reverend Carl McIntyre radio stations.
Absolutely.
This here says you claim that you were on WSNJ, as I never knew you were on SNJ.
Oh, yes.
Now, what's this about WFIL?
No.
Ron Joseph was on WFIL.
First of all, I think they forgot a couple other stations. I was on PEB 88.1.
That is the
I was on the
1 watt radio.
Wireless 91.7. They don't mention that.
Well, okay.
So there's a lot.
Why don't you get the hell on there and straighten them the hell out?
No, I didn't bother answering anything because I'm glad they're talking about me.
Ron, tell us about your time on WFIL. I'm very curious.
Well,
to hear about
I
this.
have been on FIL, IBG, and CAUFM only in a commercial capacity to advertise my television show and I've been on them. In the 70s and the 80s, we bought time and advertised the discos, and, of course, the TV show, but I wasn't on in a show capacity.
That's right. It's the Radio Racket at Audio 18, and if you're just now joining us, we have Philadelphia disco legend RJ is on the line with us here. RJ, in case you don't know...
It's the grandfather of rap.
Yeah, Ron, I heard you say that on your program one time. I heard you say that...
I was the white rapper back in 62. Now, seriously, you guys should be congratulated. You put it together.
Well, thank you. You know, we were...
And I hope you really can get people like Steve Tatt, myself, because my show does go into a few other markets, to talk about you guys, where you are getting, you won't get phone calls unless you get the word out in L.A. and in New York.
Well, we have
my little
718-841-7702, New York.
Cities. You need some terrestrial stations to advertise you.
What terrestrial radio station in its right mind would talk about this show? Ron, did you see the website? Did you see some of the things we have planned for this show? I don't think they like us. I think we've been the victim of an overall trade media blackout.
Well, no, it was no blackout, because you were supposed to be on the Steve Tatt show, and poor Steve had a heart attack.
That is correct, yeah. I was just about to tell everybody that, we had all of this planned out. I mean, and Kyle and Roscoe and Rock and Rob, everyone here knows that we had all of this planned out, where we had this entire publicity tour. We were going on all of these radio stations, and it all fell apart.
Why would you not? Why would you wait till today to send me an email that you were going on, when if you had told me about it weeks ago, I could have promoted it?
Because
it's Brusstar.
Well, that's
and somehow he figured out how to be the first caller anyway.
We didn't know what was going on.
I most likely will never get through, because everybody knew about it but me.
Well, you got through right now. All of the other people in Philadelphia can't get through now.
It goes to show you do need some advertising. You got to get the other stations to promote you no matter what.
So you're saying you'll promote us on the soiree?
On the entire network, I would do it gladly, because I'm glad to see that you're not running a stream like every other radio guy is running a stream. If you're on radio, you're on music stream. There are no talk streams.
That's right. Damn them.
The only talk stream is KYW streaming, right?
And that's already available. RJ, it's Audio 18. Tell everybody you know. Because
that's all you have to dial in. Listen, if it wasn't for my wife dialing it in, I wouldn't even know how to do it.
Well, six years ago on the other show, I believe you said that your wife ran the internet. Remember that?
Yeah.
I thought that was Al Gore.
I'll tell you one thing. I said to you, and I want to make a disclaimer on that I would never be on the internet. And let me tell you, when I went to the FM station in South Jersey after I left the AM, I was amazed to get on the streams and to be heard in other cities. I never realized the impact and the help it did for my disco show to go in the other markets.
I remember when
KXGQ hadn't streamed me, and KECG in San Francisco, I just thought it would never happen and it would never make any indentation. But I must say, it's been a marvelous thing.
You said the internet was a fad.
In my life, to go into these other markets.
And now he's got RJForever.com and DiscoUSA.com.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and plug the RJ Forever?
I have sites now that I was forced to. Mel Toxic did my sites with J.R. Miller. I have two great sites, RJForever.com and RJ Disco USA.
Now, are these competing fans?
Because I never thought it was necessary. But then, after having the show in all these other cities, on AMs and FMs, the stream helped us pick up people that didn't even know there was Disco USA.
Hey, RJ,
so again,
RJ, how's your...
I apologize for those of you who have been geeks.
RJ?
And pioneers
RJ?
In the streams, in the internet, because I became an adopted person on the internet. What were you saying? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
How's your friend Dick Clark doing?
Very well. Very well.
Have you talked to him lately?
Let me tell you something. He's had his ups and downs. He came on New Year's Eve. I thought that he shouldn't. He should have waited a little more.
Did they call you to ask
stammered, but God bless him. He made a
When he was
A
having his
little
health problems, did they call you to replace him for the New Year's Rockin' Eve?
That was Regis.
No, let me tell you,
RJ was the third choice.
sandwiched in other cities.
He got bumped by
behind a
Seacrest.
couple great people. Ryan Seacrest, I follow in Jacksonville, Florida.
RJ, out?
In Mobile, Alabama. Jackson, so I said Florida, Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola. So these guys are great. They have syndicated shows, and you know, of course.
Okay, I have a question for RJ, and then we're going to have to move along soon. But this was a treat, though, definitely.
No, absolutely.
I do have a question, though. I think that I have the question that everybody has been dying to ask for all of these years, and because our program wasn't on anywhere, they had no venue, but now there is a venue every Friday night. So who is it spamming all of the message boards talking about the RJ career? Is it you? Everyone thinks it's you doing it yourself with a different name.
It's a very devoted guy who lives up in Northeast Philadelphia, and he's a wonderful person.
Is this the same person who tried to defame me? Defamed me years ago and accused me of spreading lies about RJ.
And is he salaried by you?
No.
Is he on the payroll?
No. He's a devoted fan. Let me tell you, my website is a fan site by J.R. Miller, a guy who has followed my career. Wonderful guy.
Now, is this
toxic?
Well, we know
Wonderful
Mel.
guy in radio.
We know Mel.
These guys are not salaried by me.
What is Mel doing these days?
Mel is working with newspapers.
He's cutting RJ's grass.
No, he's not cutting grass. He did a DVD for me. Beautiful DVD. And by the way, George, did you know my reruns were back on for 15 weeks?
Was this the cable access, or was this the...
No, this was Channel 44 Atlantic City.
That's digital. No, but I can't even get that channel, though, here, right?
We're on, you're on every cable. What do you mean? Comcast carries it on every...
I don't have cable. I'm not paying for... You want me to pay
No,
now for
you were on for 15 weeks.
You used to be on free TV. I want to know what happened to the RJ who was on free television.
Is that like free FM?
Free? No, I'm on free television all the time. The syndicated show ran for 15 weeks. Where have you been, under the rug?
I don't watch television.
It was great. It was sponsored by Chicky and Pete because Pete was on the show when he was 18 years old. So he brought it back.
Isn't that a fast
for
food
the
place?
10th time in rerun.
Yeah.
Had he met Chicky yet at that point?
No, that's his mom and dad. The name is Chicky and Pete is his mom and dad. And he kept their name after they, I believe, passed on, and he's running it.
Okay, Ron, and I'll end with this. Did you ever tell this obsessed fan of yours that everybody thinks it's you doing this and maybe you should back it off? I mean, he keeps going on all the message boards and all he talks about is RJ this and RJ that, and he keeps listing all of these call letters, and I think everyone thinks it's you.
It is his prerogative. This guy is not in the business. I think he enjoys the business. And it's his prerogative to say what he wants to say. Would you rather him say bad things about me?
Well, no, but I think...
You can't find bad things to say. That's why nobody can rebut. They can say, well, RJ plays disco. You know, RJ runs reruns on TV. I mean...
RJ was an astronaut.
Do something, you know. Robert and myself have had an independent career where we had to go out, get our advertisers, and get on the air. You guys are breaking your ass.
RJ ran for president.
Guys doing it.
Well,
I'm glad to see you guys break your ass.
The asses are breaking all over, yes.
Well, from dinner.
Go ahead, Ron.
Most people think you get on the air by just being a star. Go out there and hustle like George Brusstar and get a talk network together like this. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Now, are you going to be doing a show? Why don't we give you your own show here on the channel? We're just like, you know, how Howard has his channel over on Sirius Satellite Radio. We've got this entire channel, and we're not doing anything with it. Maybe something to say with RJ or something.
No, I thought you only had so many hours.
Oh, no.
You tell me you can go 24 hours, then you should go.
We are 24 hours.
See, I didn't know that. I thought you were just going to do 3 hours.
And
no music, though.
And since RJ doesn't sleep, he could be here the other 20 hours that we're not on the air.
I sleep. I'm going to go to bed.
All right. Well, RJ, right now you have the ears of the entire radio industry. Is there any last things that you wanted to say about the state of radio today?
I think radio is crap. Every station is crap across the country on terrestrial. And when they realize that XM and Sirius is giving them a run for their money, and shows like yours, maybe they'll start programming individuality.
Do you have XM or Sirius, Ron?
Absolutely. Only because I get it free, because I have Dish. I have I have Dish, and I get it free.
I can see you sitting in your living room listening to the Chrome Disco channel on XM, talking up the records in your living room.
Good. No, I get it free, otherwise I would never go out and buy it for my car. But I did like it going across the country when there were mountains in the way, the local stations didn't come in. And when I travel my little affiliates across the country, it comes in handy.
All right. Well, RJ, it's Ron Joseph. The website is rjforever.com, and check out RJ on a various network of... I mean, you're on the high school station in Wilmington, though, aren't you?
I am in the Philadelphia area, only on 92.1 FM. That's the one I'm talking about.
That's Vineland, New Jersey.
Of course, that's in Jersey.
That's our old place.
Yeah, but if you live in Philadelphia, you put an antenna on the roof of your home and you got RJ.
All right. Well,
7 o'clock every Friday night, but then we're on all over the country.
Hey, RJ, I have a complaint about that VLT show on Friday nights. Why do you talk over the music? We're enjoying the music, and you
because that has been my style, just like Blavitt talks over his music. I talk over it as a disco.
Well, that makes sense.
I'm not doing it for effect. That is my style. And I won't change it for any young whippersnapper that comes by and says I'm not allowed to talk over music.
So big-time radio consultants. Big-time.
For some reason, for a guy who's 60-some years old, to be doing it for 45 years, like myself,
I have the list of call letters
all these markets that I never thought I'd ever be on.
So you say...
I must be doing something right. Everybody said, stop playing.
Well, he has a lot to say, doesn't he?
Something to say with RJ.
I'm on 60 stations around the country.
Okay.
So I'm very happy.
Well, okay. Anyway,
Listen,
we'll have to talk to RJ. Can your people call my people, and we'll set up something, and maybe
you guys
we'll do
need
lunch.
some promotion to get this out.
Well, hey, you're the king of disco. Help us out.
Well, now wait a minute. Okay, so if you're
told me, you sent me an email today.
If you are the father of disco, right? Now, that means you said you were the grandfather by default. That makes you the grandfather of rap and the great-grandfather of hip-hop.
Hip-hop.
Listen.
All right. Well,
it's been a ball, you all. Congratulations on your wonderful enterprise. I wish you guys many hours of success. But remember, I'll be talking about you on my stations around the country.
We appreciate it. Well, now we have to listen. All right, RJ, it's Ron Joseph, the website, rjforever.com. Thank you, RJ.
Thank you, George, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Now you've heard it, guys. It's the first ever call to the Radio Racket. It is RJ from the soiree.
And he had plenty to say.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you go on any of these message boards, and I keep seeing, for no reason at all, out of nowhere, there's this deranged guy who keeps posting, RJ is the king of the world, and, RJ is...
Well, I've been saying to you for months, I did not really know who RJ was, and I've lived here my whole life.
You should have said that when he was on the line. He would have had a guard there.
I know. That's why I sort of didn't want to bring it out then. But, I did not know, and I worked in the business for 10 years.
A lot of us worked in the business for a while.
And I'm looking right here at radio-info.com, one of the big message boards that I know had some...
under new management.
Little brouhaha over there a few weeks ago, but... out of nowhere, Philadelphia's unsung radio hero, RJ, has been on all of these stations, and it just lists all these call letters from the 60s and 70s.
And it just doesn't do him any good or justice, because I think it brings him more grief than anything.
Yeah, because now everyone, look at all these comments. Then all these people are responding, saying, his ego's out of control. What's this other one here? Not to take anything away from Ron. I think I know who posted this, by the way. I think I've beat him by one station, and then someone else lists a bunch of call letters. I think I know who it is.
And I give people like him and the Geeter credit. I mean, they go out and bust their asses and get themselves on these stations, and they sell their own shit, and hey, they make a good living at it. So God bless them. It's but I just don't think whoever this Northeast Philly poster is does.
But some 8th grader at Wilmington High can't get on the air because of RJ.
Well, that's just it, though. What's the deal with a high school radio station that you hear? You've got these students that can't really get on the air anywhere
He didn't
else.
say anything about that, though.
He is. He's on a high school station, according to
What
this
is it?
list.
PDH?
MP,
No, that's
Mount Pleasant High. It's
MPH.
it's one of these
WPGA?
dance stations or something. All right, Philadelphia. Well, thank you, RJ.
A dance station?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't even know there was such a format, but apparently it's quite popular in message board circles. Philadelphia 215-609-4315. New York checking in at 718. Actually, nobody's checking in. 718-841.
Except for RJ.
7702. And there's no point in giving out the LA number because the line's all messed up. So it's Audio 18. It is the Radio Racket. More callers, perhaps, if anyone cares. Coming up.
One of the most overlooked part of any party is the entertainment. After all, the memories of a party are usually what a good or bad time the guests had. With Mixmaster Studios DJs, your guests will remember what a great time they had dancing with friends and relatives. Mixmaster Studios is a full-service DJ company able to provide music for all tastes and put together in a way that won't leave anyone out of the action. We provide music from the oldies to the hits of today. A dance club-style light show will keep the action on the dance floor in full gear. With reasonable rates, why settle for anything but the best at your next party? Call Mixmaster Studios and let us put together a package to suit your needs. 215-824-3777 is the number that will make your next party an affair to be remembered.
Oh, yeah, I remember lots of affairs. All of my needs. It's Mixmaster Studios, and we'll tell you more about
They were all very short, too.
We'll tell you more about Mixmaster coming up anyway. 215-609-4315 in Philadelphia, New York. You can guess you've got your own line. New York never had its own line at the other place.
New York.
718-841-7702. You guys read the number. I don't feel like doing that.
And Los Angeles, screw off.
Yeah. Whoa.
Until next week when we get the line
You disrespect Los Angeles a little bit. A little bit.
You give out the LA number for future reference, or if they want to leave a voicemail. I guess that part's working.
Yeah, we could play the voicemail on the air.
That's true. Yeah, you can still leave a voicemail.
Yeah, I believe so.
Or did you disable that?
I don't. Oh, that's right. We did cut that. I'll fix that later on.
We'll go enable it.
In Los Angeles and the vicinity, 213-291-6893.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, Phil Hendry, if you're listening.
Yeah,
Yes,
really.
Phil.
You know, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. A lot of changes in terrestrial radio.
Better chance of Phil Hendry showing up live in studio.
I think you'll see more changes coming up, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I can't talk anymore. It's been so long since I did this.
And we also have another portal.
Yeah, why don't you tell everybody, Roscoe Browning, tell everybody about other ways of communicating with us if you're too afraid to pick up the telephone.
We have a AOL Instant Messenger here.
You guys said we need to have this. I thought it was a bunch of crap, but
We got to be on the cutting edge
People
of
need to be
technology.
heard.
All right.
Now, of course, we can't respond to you while we're on the air, but
Why?
if there is some...
Why not?
Can't you just type right back
Well,
and they
I
get it?
could, but, we're on
But
the air.
what?
We're talking.
Well, there's other people here.
How many keystrokes does it
If
take
I have-
to tape F?
If I have 10 instant message coming up at once, I can't respond to each and every one of them.
I don't think
not
you're
at
going to
once.
have that problem tonight there, Roscoe.
Agreed.
If somebody is going to take the time to send one of these stupid IMs, just at least hit the return key or something.
All right. Well,
at least acknowledge it.
the AOL Instant Messenger screen name is Radio Racket 2006. Radio Racket 2006. If there's something you'd like to
That's Radio
message.
Racket 2006.
2006.
So now-
006.
Or 2006. That's how we're-
2006.
And how does that
we're-
work? You have to have AOL, I guess, to
yes.
do that.
Oh,
We don't have to have AOL. You just have
You're
to
a bright guy, George.
download IM.
So if you'd like to send a message during the course of the show, like I mentioned, I will try to get back to you as quickly as possible, but if I don't be upset. Be upset at George.
All right. If you saw the website at RadioRacket.com, you look under our team, you'll see that there are other people involved in this show who couldn't be with us tonight. We'll tell you a little bit about that in a little bit. I said little bit twice, three times.
Because you have a
lady?
little bit.
New York, by the way,
Oh.
we have one open line for New York at 718-841.
And when we were building the studio, he had trouble finding his nuts too.
Oh, my.
I don't even know what that means. All right, well, I have no comeback for this. I wasn't prepared. We were running around just a few minutes before the...
I wonder how our friends at HotNuts.com are doing.
You could always...
Someone lit that up, There's actually something there.
You could always shoot back with, well, the jerk store called. They're all out of you.
I thought we weren't doing that.
We're not. Not anymore.
New York 718-841-7702. Let's go back to the Philly line. I know we have lots of people who listening to us in Philly because they remember the old show that we said we weren't going to talk about, and already I've brought it up 10 times. Good morning, you're on.
Hello.
I can't believe you would show about people in Los Angeles such disrespect.
What's that?
I can't believe you would show the folks in Los Angeles such disrespect.
Yeah,
I have to
Roscoe.
call this freaking Philadelphia line.
So wait a minute. So the L.A. people are calling the Philly line. Is that what you're in L.A.?
Well, actually, no. I'm in Nashville.
Nashville.
Oh, we don't have a line for you.
The home
I'm
of
sorry.
fire.
We'll have to hang up now.
I understand. You'll hear from my lawyer in the morning.
I don't even know what the area code would be in Nashville.
We already have 3
615.
voicemails. We already have 3 voicemails about getting lawsuits slapped on us.
So I understand the Gaylord family no longer has anything to do with Gaylord Entertainment. Is that the case there?
Pretty much. It's probably Clear Channel. Don't they own everything else?
They're actually making an offer to buy this show. What is your name, sir?
I'm Steve.
Steve in Nashville.
Nashville, the home of country music.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm actually the guy who gave your first caller his first job.
Now, this is a story I want to hear.
Go. 6 degrees of separation.
I thought he originally worked for like Stanley Broza, 1927 or something. All right, tell us
I
all
don't know.
about
I
it.
think he was a spark cap transmitter or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, boy. Are you in the biz or what?
I was in the biz for quite some time. Was PD at the infamous Westchester station.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Would this be the daytime Westchester station that seems to be getting a lot of quirky programming, or would this be the other Westchester, the Coatesville station, masquerading as the Westchester station?
Yes, the superhero Coatesville masquerading as a mild-mannered Westchester station.
All right, so this is the old WCOJ. Well, it's still WCOJ. Oh, I know who this is. Wait a minute, I know who this is.
Hey, George!
All right, can we say, or is this just? Should we continue?
You can certainly say.
Is this your last name begins with B?
Yes.
Last time I looked.
All right, it's Steve Bryant, formerly of QVC.
Last I saw him would have been a WWDB Scrapple.
The Scrapple
Fest.
thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. What you doing down there in Nashville? I know you were running COJ for a little bit, and then you disappeared. That seems to happen a lot with people at WCOJ.
It did. It was picture a field of flowers. Oh, no, that's something else.
Yeah. Steve, 99% of the country has no idea what we're talking about, even though
I understand.
That might be for the best, by the way. Now, you were one of these guys that were on QVC hawking knives for the kitchen
We're
and
funny
blenders.
about the H word.
And oh man.
Okay, well let me tell you about the 6 degrees of separation.
Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, the blizzard of '96. George, you were on in Wilmington, right?
In '96, that would have been a couple of years before Wilmington.
Oh, okay. Well,
I hope that
when
didn't
were
just
you-
shoot down your whole theory there, Steve.
Okay, well, you were on during a blizzard and snowed in at a station.
Yeah, well, that's happened a lot of places. I was snowed in at Wilmington at one point, but it was 02, I think. I thought it was later than that.
That day was infamous for another
Yeah,
thing.
there were some interesting things happen at the radio station that day, and once the lawyers say it's okay, we're going to tell everybody.
Take me now.
Well, we actually ran QVC for 72 hours during that blizzard with 3 hosts.
Ooh.
It was a lot of fun.
How many showers?
Actually, many.
Oh.
And she was a lot of fun.
Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
What are you doing
Well,
down there now, though? Are you still in radio, or did you do something? I mean, did you leave the business, or what?
Well, I had some radio opportunities, but the Shop at Home network offered me a chance to be vice president of on-air sales.
Very nice.
That
And
sounds
that's
good.
What I'm doing now. I'm doing some on-air work and
Sounds like more.
structuring sales presentations.
Sounds like more money than COJ. I'll tell you that.
A little
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
We do
man.
like fries with that. Is more money than COJ.
So, what brought you over? And it's funny because WCOJ is one of these radio stations for the people everywhere else in America. It is a regional AM in the Philadelphia suburbs that I don't really think anyone listens to, but it seems to be one of these stations that people are obsessed with on these message boards that have made all of us so famous, because there actually is something to talk about with these radio stations. I mean, how many posts can you make about, Sunny 104 is moving its stop set from 46 to 49? There's nothing to talk about.
Right.
So you talk about little quirky radio stations like COJ and WILM in Wilmington and VLT in Vineland, and it's probably a trillion other ones out there. But this is one of these radio stations that has had a quirky, we'll leave it at that, quirky management, ownership, if you will, very opinionated management, and rubbed some people the wrong way. And I guess revolving door would be kind of kind when it came to the not only on-air talent, but the sales staff. And Steve, you were part of that revolving door.
Yes, I was, and luckily I only went around a couple of times. It was actually not a bad team of people, but when you got to the upper levels, it was pretty strange. Isn't that the case with most local radio?
I actually went over there for an interview. There was a friend of mine, and I think everyone here knows who it is, who was working there at the time doing some morning news.
What?
And he said, we'll call him the General, and General Broom. And he said, George, you've got to come over. It's a great radio station. These guys have got it together. You've got to come over here.
They know what's it.
The saddest day of my life.
What's that?
Was the day I had to go to the General and tell him that the upper level management wanted him to change his name.
C.H. Broom.
Exactly.
G.H. Broom.
Just shoot me now.
You know what, Steve?
But that only lasted for like 3 days, right?
Yeah, he was there for like...
And then they said, see, they thought
he would quit. They thought he would quit when he did that.
Yeah.
You guys were shocked that he didn't quit, right?
I wasn't, because I knew him and I liked him, but unfortunately this didn't work at Nuremberg either. I was only following orders.
Now, Steve, have you ever talked to the General since all of this happened?
I have not. I hope he's doing well.
Oh, he's always been doing well, Steve. I think you knew that.
His golf game's doing pretty well.
I think we all knew he didn't really need that job in Coatesville or Westchester or wherever, but...
pretty much.
Yeah, but no, I think he's doing well. He went up to Allentown, I believe. Was doing TV news up in Allentown at the Dick Dean station.
He's got a meeting on the 10th green at Myrtle Beach right now.
Yeah, big time business meeting. I hope that maybe the General can call in sometime and we can have him square off with his old boss. That might be some good radio.
I like him.
Yeah, he said that you liked him, and that's why I think he was so shocked when all of this happened. But
it wasn't Steve.
Well, I understand that, and let's face it, we all know the General, and I'm sure there were some things that happened that he probably left out of the story. Leave it at that. But,
it was very sad. It was very sad. I was so upset. I just went home that day. I just said that's enough. And it was funny. A couple of days later, I got this offer, and actually, I'll be leaving here on my own volition because I just finished my third book, which I will probably buy time with you guys to advertise.
Yeah,
we like that.
How about if we give you a free plug right here as a little incentive in hopes that you'll open your checkbook later?
You did mention we're charging $5,000 a spot, right?
Yeah, that buys you 10 years worth of spots here.
Listen,
Tell us
I would
about
be
the book.
proud to, as much of a radio geek as I am, I'd be proud to advertise on this show.
Oh, well, isn't that nice? You don't hear. There's something you don't hear much. In fact, tonight you only hear it from Mixmaster Studios, one of the most overlooked.
You'll be hearing that spot a lot tonight, by the way.
Yeah, actually, we have sold a handful, but certain people didn't get their copy in.
Well, certain people don't have things to sell right now.
Yeah, well.
So, what's the book about?
Yeah, tell us about the book.
The book is called "Selling the Way America Buys," and it's not just a sales book, it's a motivational book, and a look behind the scenes from my 15 years at QVC, my 6 months at COJ, and the year and a half here at Shop at Home.
And you said you're leaving there. Will you be coming back up here, or have you settled down in Nashville?
You know, real estate values are so incredible down here.
That doesn't surprise me.
My next-door neighbor should be Mr. Drysdale. I can't believe I live in a house like this. It's freaking amazing.
Well, Steve, when you have the book ready, when do you think it'll be published?
Oh, it'll be out no later than July.
All right.
It's finished now. We're in final editing.
Well, I trust we'll be hearing from you again. We'll have to keep tabs on it. Feel free to
guarantee.
go. Hey, Steve, feel free to go to our message board. I know you know Surf, so
oh yes,
I'm sure Surf wouldn't mind. Go ahead, Steve. As far as I'm concerned, go and spam the hell out of our message board with your book.
Put up the picture of the cover,
and others as well.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Others that we have nothing to do with.
But I just want to know why ESPN doesn't have an outlet in Philly. Oh, I'm sorry. I just let out my pseudonym.
Yeah. I was just about to say. I just looked at the message board here, and okay. Well, at least now we know who you are.
There we go.
All right.
Hey, great show.
Steve,
I wish you the best with it.
Steve, thank you very much. No, really, we do appreciate that, and maybe someday you and the General can square off. Although, even though you have nothing against him, maybe he just wants to
shreds anyway.
Maybe he just wants to have a beer with you. I don't know. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. And tell all your friends. Remember?
I promise.
Get the word Audio 18. Thank you, Steve.
Take care, Steve.
I appreciate that.
Have a good one, Steve.
That's Steve in Nashville. It's Steve Bryant, and he was on QVC for a number of years as a shock jock.
Yeah, when we were kids, I mean, he was QVC.
Yeah.
I mean, that was all QVC was Steve Bryant. And, to see, later...
well, we didn't know QVC was going to be so huge at that point.
Yeah, and then, a couple years later, I'm working at DB, and I'm at Scrapple Fest, and, there's Steve Bryant. It was kind of cool to meet him, and he's a great guy, and I'm really glad he called in tonight.
Yeah, let's get the General on the horn, if you would, please, Mr. Executive Producer. No, Roy, we do appreciate that. Actually, now, somebody just posted, I have one post up at phillytalk.com under the Radio Racket Forum, hoping to hear Julius May. Where is Julius?
The one person who will never be banned from this show.
Yeah, really.
We've been trying to get in touch with him.
Our people have been trying to get a hold of it, and his agent hasn't even returned the phone calls.
He has an agent?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's a nationally known personality.
Oh, come on. Julius May, Philadelphia. 23.
There is something wrong with this world.
Damn it. You know what I just realized, guys? We had Steve on the horn. I wanted to ask him. Well, maybe he'll call in next week. I wanted to ask him about, I know he has a story about Bill Shatner. I wanted to ask him about sometime. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it anymore, even though I think he'd said it somewhere else in some other show.
Mr. Tambourine Man. Mr. Tambourine Man.
Hello?
Hello?
I guess the Philly line is free. Oh, no, it's not. It will be free soon, though. 215-609-4315.
Julius may not have broadband. He may need that telephone line to listen to the show.
So maybe he cannot call.
That's a possibility.
Couldn't he get somebody's permission to get...
Excuse me.
What about... who else was on that old show? Actually, hold that thought because we have to take a break for the news. But 718-841-7702 in New York. It's the Radio Racket with... my headphones just cut out again. They're cutting in and out like crazy. This is intolerable.
And this is all brand new equipment. What is going on here?
I thought the whole point of leaving the other place and setting up our own studio here in the Sonic Set building was that this would never happen again.
This is all brand new equipment. That's albeit used brand new equipment, but
Virgin.
All right, it's George Brusstar and Roscoe and Kyle and Rocking Rob and some other people, members of the team we hope will be calling in at some point tonight. We're here till 3 in the morning. That doesn't mean you have to wait till 3. So
don't forget the messenger, instant messenger.
Yeah, tell them about that stuff there.
Oh yeah, and the instant messenger is Radio Racket 2006. Shot Stevens sent us an instant message. He will be calling in after midnight.
Shot Stevens with us on the new show.
Shot Stevens, we have to talk with that.
Yeah, we've got some things to talk about, and some people who love terrestrial radio or want to get into terrestrial radio. You'll need to hear this story because this is what's coming up for you in a few years. Maybe after 10 years of loyalty, this could happen to you. It's Audio 18. Sonic Set owned and operated 18 in America. And we're just waiting for the... Yeah, I'm waiting for the... Well, we have the atomic clock.
You're trying to hit the post as well.
I'm trying to, and I'm dying here.
Chatter.
Yellow telephone.
I don't even know if this is working here. How do I do this? Should I just launch this and see what happens?
Yeah, why not?
Well, the last time we did that, I can't say that on the air.
We need to get this going. I need to go out for a smoke break here. Hold on.
Smokey!
You smoked more cigarettes today than I've ever seen you smoke.
He's a very nervous person.
That's what I'm attributing it to.
I didn't smoke that much today. Actually, today I think it was pretty good today.
In the news, police in Nigeria say as many as 200 people have been burned to death after a pipeline exploded when it was tapped into by oil thieves. Police say they do not know exactly how many people were killed in that huge blast, but the police commissioner in the business capital Lagos says it is between 150 and 200 people. In Ethiopia, 9 bombs exploded across Cairo, killing 4 people and injuring dozens of others. It was the latest in a series of mysterious bombings. No group has claimed responsibility. Iraq's prime minister-designate is struggling to meet a May 22nd deadline to form his cabinet, the final step in establishing a national unity government. Nouri al-Maliki has been expected to announce his new cabinet Thursday, but disagreements among political leaders on who should head certain ministries slowed down formation of the new cabinet. Diplomats say international inspectors have found new traces of highly enriched uranium in Iran that could indicate Tehran is secretly seeking materials for nuclear weapons. The sources said there could be other explanations for the traces, including
Good morning. I'm Carmen English with VOA's Weekend News Now. Coming up on our program, there are 2 explosions to report on in Africa today. As many as 200 are dead in Nigeria. And in the Ethiopian capital, 4 people have been killed in 9 explosions. We'll have those stories. And Djibouti officials fear a bird flu outbreak. Later, an update.
No, we won't have those stories. Sorry about that.
It's like a well-oiled machine around here.
Just lit the damn thing up, and now we got to run back in here.
You know, if you didn't smoke so damn much, George, you wouldn't have to keep running outside.
There's no smoking at the Sonic Set building.
And you have to take the elevator downstairs.
We have to take the elevator all the way downstairs. This is just,
You can't crack those windows either.
No, well, no, I don't think they... Well, my building. I don't want anyone smoking in here.
It's your building.
Let's see. Oh, we have news to do, right?
As long as you pay the rent on time.
We have radio news, right?
Yeah, Kyle DeWitt here with headlines that you
I apologize. That was supposed to have been smoother, and
where's my fucking news sounder?
I think we're showing that. I think we're showing that this is why we're not in this business anymore. Kyle, take it away. Pretend like I'm the news sounder.
Where's my fucking sound?
What's with the cursing? We said there's no need to curse. I mean, we can.
You know, the only person I can't pot down on this board is George. I can pot down Rob, I can pot down Kyle, but I can't pot down George.
There's a reason for that. Yeah.
All right. Good evening.
Stretch this out.
Wrong mic.
All right. Good evening, America. It's Friday, May 12th, 2006 with Radio Racket, Radio News. I'm Kyle DeWitt. Star, a.k.a. Troy Terrain, of the former Star and Buck Wild program, was arrested earlier today at Manhattan's 1st Precinct. All Access is reporting that he has been charged with harassment and endangering the welfare of a child after remarks he made on his show about a crosstown rival and his family, including the rival's 4-year-old daughter. Another New York urban formatted station, Hot 97, is also in the news today. Newsday reports that a judge has relaxed the rules the station's landlord had established for visitors to the studios, which had been the scene of several shootings in recent years. The judge ruled that guests must enter the building alone, and the station must hire an armed guard to patrol the station at least 1 hour before said guest arrives. The station has also agreed to install a telephone outside the building so the guard can call for New York's finest if need be. Finally, Sirius Satellite Radio reports strong first quarter results. Sirius ended the first quarter with nearly 4.1 million subscribers, up 149% from the same quarter 1 year ago. Advertising revenue grew to a record $7.3 million, which represents 53% of total satellite radio industry advertising revenue for the quarter. Even with all of the positive trends, the company still reported a net loss of nearly $460 million. With Radio Racket Radio News, I'm Kyle DeWitt.
And we're now in hour 2 of what we call the Radio Racket here on Audio 18. It is 12:09 rather, in the east.
How do, friends?
Oh, well, we have theme music.
9:09 in the west.
Hold on.
But then, now we're going to sound like...
10:30 in the middle.
We're going to sound like, what's his name again?
What? Oh, Glenn Beck.
Glenn Beck. Oh, no.
How in the world did RJ accuse us of trying to be Glenn Beck?
Oh, see, now, what the hell? I hit the theme, and the VOA feed still comes out. What?
Probably because you have to shut the VOA feed down.
Oh, man. I should have put these on separate.
All this brand new used equipment. I don't know. Man.
Where are the cards?
Well, the instant messages are coming in. People are checking in here.
Yeah, tell them about that stuff again, if you would, please, Roscoe.
All right, instant message us at Radio Racket 2006. Of course, you can email all of us through the website, radioracket.com. And we have telephone numbers to give out.
Tell them all about it. Yeah.
Philadelphia number 215-609-4315 if you're in New York. 71, or more specifically, the Brooklyn or the Bronx.
Well, it's a local call for any of those.
Or Queens, 718-841-7702.
George Costanza's parents can call without using long distance there.
Yeah.
George Costanza's parents are fictional, George.
What?
They're fictional people. It was a fictional show.
Yeah, I know.
So they won't be calling. They don't live in New York.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Whatever.
It's just trash.
Just trash.
Yeah, this is, it was billed as the show that talks about radio on the radio. We're not actually on the radio. We're on Audio 18 because terrestrial radio is not what it used to be, and they just couldn't take it anymore, and now we're here.
And they wouldn't hire George.
I voluntarily got out of this business.
After you were fired.
Actually, I was not fired at the last place, and Kyle...
I have the proof.
...has the proof.
Which we will be hearing about maybe not tonight, but certainly in the coming week.
My 8-page resignation letter at the last place there.
Oh yeah, that will come up in coming weeks.
Yeah.
Once the lawyers give us the okays, and
So Radio Racket 2006. What are they saying? I mean, what's going on? What is this?
Dino's son is listening tonight.
Dino's son is listening. Where is Dino anyway?
He's at as one of his gigs, isn't he? He's at one of his mix master gigs.
Yeah. Oh, we have to talk about this. Who wants to read this here while I set something up?
I might as well read it here. All right. If you haven't heard it tonight, well, you haven't been listening. Mixmaster Studios here. One of the most overlooked parts of any party is the entertainment. After all, the memories of a party are usually an indication of what a good or bad time the guests had. With Mixmaster Studio DJs, your guests will remember what a great time they had dancing with friends and relatives. Mixmaster Studios is a full-service DJ company able to provide music for all tastes and is put together in a way that won't leave anyone out of the action. We provide music from the oldies to the hits of today. A dance club-style light show will keep the action on the dance floor in full gear. With reasonable rates, why settle for anything but the best at your next party? Call Mixmaster Studios and let us put together a package to suit your needs. 215-824-3777 is the number that will make your next party a night to be remembered. 215-824-3777 for Mixmaster Studios.
And it seems the media blackout on this show continues. Just a quick check of the message boards showing absolutely nothing. Rock and Rob, you put something up on one of them, but nobody saw it, right? Or what's that all about?
It would be nice if I had.
I guess I should turn that up just.
Yeah, you should.
Go ahead.
You were saying? I'm sorry.
All right, he's got nothing to say. We'll pop him down. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Rob.
No, I just put something up on radio-info.com and
yeah, but you put it on this webcasting forum that nobody looks at, though, right? Why didn't you put it on the Philly?
Well, weren't we supposed to do that before the show started, and we just never got around to it?
Well, no, I wasn't going to go on the message boards like a little baby promoting. Look at me, I'm this big star.
We talked him out of it.
I'm George Brusstar.
Brusstar.
All right. Well, it's New York line open now, 718-841-7702. And for some reason, the one message board that's seemingly unmoderated. You know, the one where everyone talks about the other boards on the board, that one? I can't seem to load it. Looks like somebody didn't pay his Easy Board bill.
Just like you didn't pay your phone bill for the Los Angeles number.
I'm getting the radio info fine, and I'm getting our board fine at phillytalk.com. You can access that from our main website at radioracket.com, but nothing on the Kyle Freeboard, and I should take this opportunity to point out that the Kyle...
I am not that Kyle.
Yeah, you are not that Kyle. It is a different Kyle.
Subtle differences that must be recognized here.
All right. Should we go back to telephones, or do we have more obfuscating, as Scott Tildy would say? Yeah, where is Scott Tildy? He hasn't called in yet. He was supposed to call in.
Don't know.
All right. Let's go back to the old horn
telephone.
Here. All right, Philadelphia line. So far, everyone calling the Philadelphia line. Good morning. You're on the Racket.
Hey, it's been 6 years, but live from the tank, the man they call Shot.
And he still got it wrong.
Shot, I thought you were going to call the hotline.
You had 6 years to practice and you still got it wrong.
He's so nervous.
Fresh from the Shark Tank, it's the man they call Shot. Now remember that for next week, please.
He's on a goddamn 50,000-watt radio station every day, and he comes on this stupid little internet show, and he flubs it up. I thought you were going to call the hotline.
No, I wanted to cover certain things up, but anyway.
All right, that's
I wanted to abbreviate my intro.
Yeah. Right. Shot, can you call? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because we can't do. I don't care. Whatever. Can you call back on the hotline so we're not tying up the other line?
I'll call back on the hotline. Is it the same number that I think it is?
No, it's the one that begins with a 9. Do you know that one? Do you know what it is?
The one that begins with a 9?
Yes. And then there's a I think there's a 6, and that's you know what I'm talking about, right?
Right. I know the one that begins with a 2.
No, that one's tied up right now.
Okay.
Do you mind?
I don't know that other number.
Son of a B.
I can't believe. All right, never. Just keep him on there. What's going on, Shot?
Keep me on this line. All right. I'm already on this line.
Well, these people, long distance is a thing of the past.
All right.
Dial the goddamn New York number.
All right, 718-841-7702 is open. All right. What's going on there,
I want to congratulate Rock and Rob for dropping the first fuck bomb of the night.
Actually, that was
me.
That was Kyle.
That was Kyle?
Although you're the first caller to do it, though.
Right,
so that's got to be worth the Scott Tildy T-shirt.
Well,
Do we have those, by the way?
No, not yet.
I put them in the budget.
RJ did swear, though. He didn't say the F word, but he did swear.
Did he? Oh, I must have missed that.
He said shit.
Yeah.
See, but RJ used to own actual FCC licenses. I would have expected more, although we are not.
You are talking about RJ. Don't forget.
RJ is a potty mouth.
Well, he dropped the S-bomb on the FM show, right? 6 years ago.
Probably.
See, I hate this. We have this. Hold on, Sean. I'm talking for a second. We have this internet. We have another monitor where Roscoe is monitoring the IMs that come in,
and they are coming in.
I am the only one in the room who cannot see this screen.
Oh well.
So what's going on? I see every now and then Roscoe points to the screen, and everyone in the room leaps over to the screen. Ooh, what's this? But I can't see anything.
Mrs. DeWitt was just instant messaging to say goodnight to Kyle.
My wife and little baby daughter are going to bed.
Oh, well, good night, Mrs. DeWitt and baby DeWitt.
And someone also instant messaged asking for you, and I mentioned that you were on the air, but feel free to call in.
Who's that? Asking for whom?
They didn't say who they were. They just said, is George there? I said, he is on the air. You can call in if you like. He said, okay, thanks, and signed off.
All right. Well,
what was the screen then?
I don't know.
We don't want to do that? Oh, okay. No.
Well,
that's not like a name.
Well, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. This is the Radio Racket. This is the exclusive Radio Racket IM, right?
Yes.
So anybody who's instant messaging to that address is listening to the show, so we're just going to say right now, don't IM us if you're not willing to have your... Should we say that?
I personally have no problem with that.
All right, who is it? Go ahead, Roscoe. Who is it?
We want to do this?
Yeah.
This trip sucks. I don't know what that means.
Whatever. Obviously a reference to vacationing.
Right.
Now, Shot, what's going on there? You're checking in from South Jersey, and you are listed on the Radio Racket website as correspondent, even though Rocking Rob was designated the South Jersey correspondent, even though he's not in South Jersey. I don't know what's going on here.
Shouldn't the South Jersey correspondent actually be in South Jersey?
Well, do you want the
Technicality.
I thought you couldn't do this because of your employment.
Well, we should let Rock and Rob and Shot battle it out right here, right now. What do you say?
All right, well, who are you?
Take a bow for the title.
All right, Shot works at one of the clusters of radio stations.
But literally the hottest station in town.
Yeah.
As evidenced by the
Oh, my.
Yeah, I think everybody knows what happens when you overload a few circuits and, transmitter
you can see all
shot
the
go
action
boom.
at our sister television station's website.
Yeah, and now that if anyone was wondering in that area what radio station it was, since there's only one cluster that has a sister television station, I think everyone now knows where you work. But aside from that, so what's going on there, Shotster?
Well, unfortunately, I couldn't make it over tonight because...
Yeah, why are you not here?
Well, because it'd be too much to drive back in the morning because I wound up... Nobody wanted to do it, so I wound up board hopping the broker programming on the AM.
Now, is this something you volunteered to do, Shot?
No!
Well, then why are you doing it?
Because I have to. It comes with a job.
I thought you were going to take the day off tomorrow morning so you could be here tonight.
I certainly did. I asked for the day off, and I couldn't get it.
Shot, this is like the third time this has happened, too.
Yeah, look, I had to back out at the Phillies game that one time, right?
Yeah, what was that all about? A few weeks ago, Roscoe had tickets to the Phillies game.
I had opening day tickets. Beautiful seats at the
and
Citizens Bank Park.
Shot said he was going to go, and you did take the day off, correct?
The bank.
And I wound up having to stay over and do the news.
No, you answer the question, though, Shot, if you wouldn't mind. Did you or did you not get the day off?
I originally had the day off. Or half the day off.
Okay, but the evening you had off, that was already predetermined that you would not be working that night at the radio station, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you were going to go to the Phillies game with Jeff, or with, who was it? Roscoe had the Phillies tickets. You were going to go with Roscoe, and what ended up happening? He ended up telling me that morning that he said, George, you want to go to the Phillies game?
I called out of work sick who was in the newsroom, and I was the only one available to do it.
Now, the way you told me the story is that you didn't have a choice in the matter, Shot. Is that true?
Correct. I didn't have a choice.
Do you like being walked all over?
Of course not.
When are you going to grow a set of gonads and stand up to these people?
Well, this is his job, but now it's my understanding you've got another job, though.
And,
he has another job, though. Doesn't he have another job now?
Part-time on the side.
But why is it... Didn't you tell Roscoe the other night, and me, that you would work more hours at the other job that pays better, but you couldn't because you had to schedule it around your radio schedule?
Well, I had to take some time off for training for my regular job for that.
I don't know. I think they're taking advantage of you, Shot.
You had the day off.
They're getting fresh.
You had the day off. You had plans for the day, and they tell you on that day that because someone else called out that you have to come in. And this sort of thing happens over and over again, though, I think is what Roscoe's saying.
Yeah, I mean, see, Shot, you keep doing this, and you keep giving them an excuse to say, oh, well, Shot will do it. Let's give him a call.
It's radio. What do you expect?
Yeah, but Shot allows this to happen.
He's been there for 7 years, though, right?
You're right.
I know you were there on the old VLT show 6 years ago. You were working at that fish tank.
And are we going to talk about this guy that Shot's boss and what he did with that FM station?
Yeah, we're going to get into that in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
because that needs to be addressed, too. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what the problem is? I can't focus on the conversation because I'm doing 10 other things.
Legend.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get through this, though, first. So, what happened now? You were supposed to... Once again, you took the day off tomorrow, and now they've told you you have to come in, and you said, no, I'm sorry, I have plans, I'll be out of town, and they said no. Now, there's another angle to this story, and all of you kids who want to get into regular radio, you need to hear this.
Well, they tell everybody looking to get into regular radio, or whatever kind of radio, for that matter.
This might also be a good opportunity for me to let everyone know that we are hiring an Audio 8 team. It doesn't pay, but...
what are we hiring for?
Call screeners.
And you have to bend over backwards for everything.
It seems like you're already doing that, Shot.
That's good.
I mean, come on.
Oh, my.
So, Shot, you were on an hourly pay rate, correct, for like 7 years, right?
Now I'm on salary.
Suddenly, they move you to salary.
Then they got you by the fucking balls.
Are Are you making more money now with the salary than you were on an hourly basis? I guess that's the question.
Very little more.
How much more?
On the side.
How much more per year?
I tell you the truth, I plead the fifth on that.
No, you told us. You told us, Shot. Or did we do the math?
We figured it out, I think.
Well, you guys have an idea, right?
We calculated, what was it, about an extra $1,000 or something like that?
All right, so if you take $1,000 a year and you divide that up over 52 weeks, and then you take out taxes and all the other stuff, suddenly now, Shot, you're no longer getting paid overtime, I take it, right? Because now you're on salary. Now, when did this new pay structure kick in?
Kicked in today, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay, so it kicked in today, and now suddenly tomorrow already you're working overtime and you're not getting paid for it. Boy, these clowns didn't waste any time getting you up the rear, did they?
You're getting squat, Shot.
It's hard to get people to come in and board up an AM station.
Well, what about the boss? What's he doing?
I asked him, I said, no. You have to come in. We made an agreement. We made a deal.
Oh, Jesus. Shot, why do you allow yourself to be treated like this? Seriously, I'm saying this to you as a friend. Why are you allowing yourself to be treated like this? They're taking advantage of you, Shot.
I'm a wet blanket. What can I say?
Well, you got to do something about that.
All right, so what does this mean now what's going to happen? What about the day of my wedding? Are you not going to show up to that, too?
No, I got to board up.
I got to board up Jimbo Hannon.
It's Purity Products.
The hell with that?
Yeah, what is it, like Great American... Yeah, what do you guys run on a Saturday morning?
Dr. Dean Adele won't go on the air without me running the show.
1,000-watt AM radio station. Half the signal goes out in the damn ocean. Well, what is there...
Peter in Hamilton, don't forget.
Oh, that's right, the mighty... what is that, 200 watts or something?
15.
Yeah, what is it? It's like 1,800 on the dial or something. Radio doesn't even get that.
Those are the ham radio bands.
Oh, boy.
1580 to be exact.
All right, well, the bottom line is...
Bottom line is, Shot, you got to get out.
They move you to salary. They cut out all of his overtime, and this is what happens now. And it's not just happening in radio, it's happening everywhere. The only difference is everywhere else in any other industry, you actually can get paid enough to, live. Right?
Exactly.
Now, I should tell everyone, we're talking about a triple-digit market. So, don't go scanning the Philadelphia dial or something trying to figure all of this out. We're talking about a market, sub-100 market. But you've given 7...
Oh, we didn't even say the market on the air?
I don't know. Maybe we did. I'm not even paying attention.
We've headed towards it, but we'll just leave it at that.
7 years you've been with this company. They finally put you on a salary, and the day after you go on salary, they throw all of this overtime on a day that you wanted off, and you're not even getting paid for it, right?
Well, I was already on the schedule for that several weeks ago.
Don't make you just Shot. You're making excuses.
Well, no, wait a minute, though. If he was on the schedule, that does change a little bit. But, you would think, well, what about the Phillies game then? It's his day off.
He said it was his... No, it was... Well, in fairness, it wasn't a day off. You said you had a half day. Is that correct,
But then
Shot?
They wouldn't let him leave.
Right.
Half day, exactly.
They would not let him leave, and they threatened dismissal if he left.
And then I had to go to the Phillies game with the General.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Forgot about that. Yeah.
Lieberthal, you suck.
Hey, by the way, let's see who's all there. George is there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Jeff is there. Kyle's there. Rocker Rob is there.
Roscoe's here, too. Roscoe's here.
Seems to be missing tonight.
What's that?
The old radio show just seems to be missing.
Well, Jeff isn't even in the studio. He's out back. He was just kind of hanging out, but...
No, I'm
everyone
saying
else
somebody
is here.
who else was with the show 6 years ago. I can't pinpoint it right now.
Well, the website has like a dozen people on there. And by the way, for the rest of the members of the team, I did say I would have those remaining staff bios up before showtime, and I was unable to get into the website. I don't know what's going on.
We know,
I can't get into the email right now.
We know Federal is listening. We know Dino is working.
No, he's not working. He already said he's not working.
Well, then
I'm thinking of the individual with the initials double C, but we'll leave it at that.
Chris Carter?
I don't know.
Yeah,
all he does is catch touchdowns.
He retired from football a while ago, didn't he?
Number 80, wide receiver. This is terrible. I can't even check in with what they're saying. Hey, I know Rob Federal's listening. And we wanted to...
Time to drop the fucking ball.
We
not a
wanted to-
fucking bank.
What is with all the F word? It's fuck
George,
that,
that's
fuck that. What's up with that?
That's the first time radio, guys.
That's the first time I've used that word on the air tonight, George.
It's
I'll
not
have you know.
necessary. People are going to...
Free from the restraints of terrestrial radio.
I
Take
know
advantage
that,
of it for once.
I don't think that's taking advantage of.
I used it in the context of a quote as well.
It's fucking funny.
Yeah. All right, so Shot, tell us what else is going on there. Wait, Shot, why don't you tell us, since we're obviously making no headway with you on this other matter, why don't you give us a little bit of insight as to what's going on at this oldies station, this low-power FM oldies station that is part of your group, where the
people that are important in radio, please pay attention to this. You will be shocked.
This is so appalling. Here's where you use the F word, guys. This is so appalling. There is this Class A, like 6,000 watt FM station playing oldies in his group, right? And
actually, that we don't call it oldies. It's Motown, soul, rock and roll.
Yeah, are they paying Infinity for the rights to use that position?
Are they paying you for the liners you cut for them a while back?
No, this is the same company that owes me money. Right? I drive all the way down there and do these goddamn voiceovers. Well, what is up with that? And then the guy doesn't return phone calls. I mean, this is what you're dealing with these days in terrestrial radio.
But, Shot, we need you to come in at 3 in the morning to board up Jimbo.
Oh, but then, we'll leap right up. But no, tell everyone what the new head honcho down at this cluster is doing with the air staff of the oldies station down there. Tell everyone, Shot.
Well, you know how it is. They don't want to pay part-timers. So what does he do? Goes on the air, takes names of famous WFIL, famous 56 jocks, because those are who he grew up idolizing. Could be Dangerous Dan Donovan, could be Dave Parks. That's who I was going to be, Dave Parks.
So your boss tells you that on this date you're going to do a shift on the oldies station, and you're going to be calling yourself Dave Parks, the legendary boss jock here in Philadelphia at a time, in WFIL for a while, and this clown was going on the air calling himself Dangerous Dan Donovan, which he is not.
Fresh from the Shark Tank, it's Dave Parks.
I've heard him. This guy is no Dan Donovan. Dan Donovan is still very much alive. I think he's still on the air in Minneapolis last time I checked. I wonder how the real Dan Donovan feels. Maybe he knows. I don't know.
What kind of shithead would try... what is this guy thinking?
I don't know, but I'm exposing him right now.
What a freaking asshole. I mean, how do you do this?
He's taking the entire air staff down there. Isn't that what he wanted to do? And give everyone WFIL names. This is a triple-digit market, low-power FM radio station.
But they're important.
And he's renaming the air staff after the legendary WFIL boss jocks.
Because they're not important.
And trying to deceive the listeners, most of which are so dumb because they're still listening to terrestrial radio, that are thinking that they're hearing the real... Well, I guess as soon as they hear some of these guys, they're going to know that it's not the real WFIL boss jocks, right? But I've heard that this guy is no Dangerous Dan. Right? And no offense, Shot, but you're not Dave Parks. Now, we love you, Shot, but you're not Dave Parks. Are you? The question everyone is wondering, will you change your name to Dave Parks, and will you participate in this nonsense?
No, because he'll be fired on Monday.
As of this moment, I won't partake in a charade.
All right, well.
Very good, Shot. We hope that you stick to that.
All right, well, Shot, we're going to hang up on you now because we have to, because you're tying up, valuable.
Oh, yeah, I'll let other people get through. I'm sure people from LA are trying to get through, too, after what you said.
We'll be
of course they are.
Asking people what they think of this.
So, Shot, this is what we want you to do.
What do you want me to do, guys?
Every time you have a day off or you're not supposed to be working and they call you in to work,
don't answer your telephone.
And if you do decide to go in, let us know about it. In fact, call us back weekly. I want to track this story. This is important stuff.
Which story is this? Is this them using Shot, or is this the names over on the old?
Well, both of them. But I'm more concerned for Shot because they're just taking advantage of the poor guy.
I know. It's sad. Shot, I wish I had a job for you here, really, other than correspondent.
That's what they tell people when they break into the business all the time.
But you're not breaking into the business.
20 years this guy's been in radio. How long have you been in radio?
I was a DJ at WAYV.
How?
WAYV.
How many years have you been in radio, Shot?
Actually, 14.
14, all right. Well, I think that you're no rookie after 14 years, all right? I just hate seeing you get taken advantage of. That's all I'm saying.
There's jobs at the post office.
This guy's going to become a postal worker in one sense or another if they keep doing this. I can't believe it.
Just not disgruntled.
Yeah, well, Sean, I don't want anyone to retaliate against you for the things that I say, so I'll shut up now.
But if they do, it's probably for the best, because you're too good for those idiots.
I may not have a job tomorrow after this. You never know.
Well, hey, in that case, we've done you a favor.
I would really, no, because are you going to pay his bills?
Hell no.
All right, well then that's. All right, well thank you, Shot. It's Shot Stevens. He is our one of our correspondents, and I need a bio from you, by the way, for the website. I think you're the only one who hasn't turned one in. Not that the others are making it online anyway, but
because I actually thought I was going to be part of the show, but
we thought you were going to be here, but you have to board up Great American Products.
I'm Stefan Carrion.
Have these guys ever heard of automation? You're always hearing about these radio stations that are firing people to put in automation, and now for once we actually would like to see that happen, and they can't do it. Thank you, Shot.
All right, Shot.
All right. Talk to you guys. Any air checks tonight?
Hello.
We
forgot.
All right. Well, next week. Next week. All right.
Boy, I really opened those floodgates, didn't I?
Thank you for reminding us
don't
about
forget,
that.
we own the rights to that, by the way, Shot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hit the delete button on that, will you?
Thank you. That doesn't matter. There's 10,000 other copies of it out there.
All
we'll
right.
tell everyone about that later on.
And it is better than you know.
Yeah.
Oh, sex.
Thank you there, Shot. Good luck tomorrow.
Night,
and
guys.
if anyone gives you any shit, you send them to me. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'll set them.
All right, take care, Shot.
Right.
Later, Shot.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Thanks, Shot. I have nothing to fear from any of these flunkies. They go around. They think this big hot shit. Oh, I'm running this big time cluster in Market 140. I've got a 6,000 watt oldie station, and I'm going to tell everyone that we're working with the legends of WFI. In fact, the irony there is that there is an actual WFIL boss jock working at the station part time. I'd be dying to know how he feels about all of this. Well, I'm not sure if we want to give out the station just yet. But when I do, look out. Yeah.
What is this guy thinking is all I can say. I mean, how do you do that? Like, a lot of those jocks are still alive.
Very much so. What's next? Are we bringing back Dr. Don Rose? Are we going to bring back,
Jim O'Brien,
Chuck Browning from the grave? Yeah, Jim O'Brien. Hey, the parachute accident never happened. He's on cool whatever station Monday morning. Yeah,
he'll be doing your AccuWeather tonight as well.
But that's the air name that I wanted to use when I sent my tape down there, guys.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's unreal.
Unbelievable.
And the man who runs that place, you truly are a moron, sir.
Yeah, and you owe me some cash, goddammit. 215-609-4315. Philadelphia, 215-609-4315. 718-841-7702. New York. There is a Los Angeles line that is not activated tonight, so we'll pretend like it never happened. What's going on over there on the instant messenger? You're listening to the Radio Racket, by the way.
Looks like Rockin' Rob's girlfriend chimed in here.
No, that's not my girlfriend. That's just some stalker ex-girlfriend that's trying to start trouble.
On our show?
Trying to start trouble on our show.
Ooh.
And I can tell by the font. Yeah. I can tell by the frickin'...
this is nice. I can't even see any of
this. Some
Some
people just need to use this forum for their own personal battles. And... would I be allowed to drop the C-bomb?
I would prefer it if you... We don't need all of this. It's just ruining it.
It'll be handled.
Trying to get sponsors for this. So what is this? You've got an ex-girlfriend. How does she know you're on this show?
You probably Googled him.
Well, it's all over the place on my profile that my MySpace page where it says...
with the MySpace.
Right.
Jesus.
One of them.
So how many 14-year-olds have you been with, Rockin' Rob?
Actually, I have no 14-year-olds on my profile. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Jesus.
It's all radio people and the certain satellite radio show that I can't mention.
And speaking of, the Radio Racket will have a MySpace page next week.
Yeah, let me check the board real quick now that I've got it. Let's see here. Baby Bear on PhillyTalk.com saying, "Who is the poor, unsuspecting fool who agreed to marry me?"
Yeah. Holy cow. Holy cow.
Would that be the automobile?
What? No. No. Oh, yes, that's another story for itself. Now, we'll bring Jill on when she's ready. She's actually in the building somewhere.
That's something we wanted to talk about tonight.
What's that?
Message board a-holes.
Yeah. So you'll drop the F-bomb, but you can't say asshole. This is amazing.
Asshole.
I love it.
I did it in the context
Thank
of a
you.
quotation, George.
Actually, that is what it said on the topic sheet. It did say message board a-holes.
And God knows there's a hell of a lot of them.
See, and this is something now. Granted, we probably focus more on these Philadelphia boards than the other ones, but I'm certain that in every single market, it's the same deal.
Absolutely.
It's the same deal.
Absolutely.
This is why I stopped posting. I only post right now at our board, phillytalk.com, even though it's a national forum. It's hosted by Surf over at phillytalk.com.
And
It's got a great site.
we need to thank Surf for hooking us up with the space.
This is unbelievable. Surf has agreed to host this whole thing, and we owe him something. Maybe we'll get him some spots or something. Yeah, that's my answer. I'm not going Christmas shopping anymore. I'm just give spots to everybody. I'll give you some spots.
Hey, you want some avails?
They make great stocking stuffers, you know.
Live billboards.
All right,
with an expiration date of like 2 weeks.
I feel like taking a break. 215-609-4315 in Philly.
Nice if we had some spots so we could break.
Yeah, I know. Well, we've got. Well, I think we don't. I don't think we owe
No
Dino
agency-
anymore.
no
But I
agency
feel
stuff?
like playing some more. You know. And everyone said we've got to get PSAs for the show, and I said, "Nah, we don't want that shit. It's going to make it sound like we couldn't sell any spots." Didn't I
I
say
just
that?
hear-
I
You
said
did.
that at one of the meetings.
Did
Didn't
I just hear shit coming out of your mouth, George?
No.
Yes, you did.
Never comes out of my
You
mouth.
said the S word. I heard you.
We got an instant message from someone named CJ, George. They said that you'd know who that is.
CJ. We have RJ earlier.
CJ. We're covering all the J's.
Let's see. Actually, I know several people named
trash.
CJ. This,
Jay. Yeah,
Jay.
Well, Roscoe, respond. Is it the CJ in Philadelphia? The CJ in
From Pirate Radio WXRP.
Okay, we know who that is. Of course. Yeah. Does he want to come on the show?
Well, he knows
Maybe
the
he
number.
doesn't. All right. Well, should we take one more call, or should we play the Dino spot?
Your call, bruh.
Telephone call or Dino?
Telephone.
Maybe the telephone call is Dino.
That's possible. Let's
All right.
find out.
All right. Good morning. You're on the Radio Racket Audio 18.
No, it's not Dino. It's DJ.
DJ.
CJ.
TJ.
What's up, TJ?
No, CJ. You know,
it's
CJ.
Oh, it's CJ from the one you just were referring to over there.
That's me. This trip sucks there on the AOL.
Okay, very good.
And what
CJ.
trip are you? What is that? Everybody's got an interesting screen name. What does that refer to?
that's a
that goes
Grateful
back to
Dead
when
song,
I was at the Renaissance Fair. There was this group of kids from, I guess, a church or whatever, and the little kid was kicking around the stones, you know? And whoever was in charge yelled at him for kicking the stones, and he yelled back to the woman, "This trip sucks."
Okay, that's good. I thought it was some lame drug reference, but I actually like that story a lot better.
So you're you were the owner and proprietor of this pirate radio station you were mentioning in the instant message here?
Oh,
Or were
yeah.
you just a disc jockey there?
Just a
No, I built it, ran it, DJ'd it, you name it, you know, all that crap.
All right, now let's see here. I don't know how much do you want to discuss? This was in Philadelphia, right?
Well, yeah, you know who I am, don't you?
Oh, I know who you are, but I don't know how much.
He sounds like
everyone
RJ.
else
You
wants
know
to-
who this is.
You must know who this is.
Anyway, you want to know about Dino? Dino's over there with Tommy tonight at the Alfie's.
I thought he wasn't going in there. I thought he said that he wanted the night off and that he was just going to relax, and then he went in there. He could have come here.
Yeah, well, Tommy was streaming his show tonight. I happened to listen to it. Sounded pretty good. They had some little a karaoke band pretty much came in there and did their thing. It did some disco hits, and that was for a while. And then
Was
Tommy came back
RJ
on.
there?
Probably. Yeah, he probably had his big collar up, you know. You know.
So the choices in Philadelphia internet audio, it's either a stream of bad karaoke or this.
Well, you know
gotta
what?
be one hell of a
It's either
choice.
that or bad airwaves too.
Karaoke sounds pretty good about right now.
Yeah, really.
You're right.
How long have you been listening to this mess?
Put it on. You had the Voice of America on there right about the end of that show, and then you guys came in. So about 12 o'clock or so.
Oh, okay,
For 12?
yeah.
For 12.
Yeah, we pick up the VOA at the top of the hour because we need a break. We need a smoke
Because we
break.
have a lot of smokers here.
And we didn't want to pay for one of the real networks. So
No. We couldn't afford to pay for one
yeah,
of the
we
real
couldn't afford to pay for one of the real networks, and most of them didn't even want to talk to us. They said, "Well, what are your call letters?" I said 18, and they said, "No, what are your call letters?" And I said, "That's about all I can say." Oh, you're an internet station.
So tell me more about this pirate station, because I don't think I know anything about it.
Okay, you know Tommy T, right?
Yes, Tommy T was a staple on the old show.
I'm the original person who started 95.3. I met Tommy through that. So actually, so Tommy wound up buying my equipment, and he wound up doing it. I got out of doing it for a while, and he wound up doing it, and then.
So what you're saying?
Back on the air,
you're saying you sold the radio station to Tommy?
I sold him the transmitter.
I was going to say, the pirate radio station sale.
Yeah.
Was there a broker involved in this? Was it handled by American Media Associates?
So did you get a visit from our friends at the Federal Communications Commission?
No, I didn't.
Were you fearful of getting one?
Situations, though.
Were you fearful of getting one?
Well, after that happened to Tommy, I was kind of hesitant to go back and do it. I was kind of looking for a frequency and thinking about going back on, and Tommy was on at the time. I was kind of messing around with 94.9, and that's where I wound up going after Tommy, and so it didn't really last much longer after that anyway. I was probably on for about a year and a half or so, and then happened to move out of where I was at, and
how much power?
Back up for a while.
How much power? How much power were you using?
25 watts.
All right. At what kind of height?
It was well, the ERP on that, I think, I guess it was a quarter wave. One of those. What was the name of that antenna?
Well, I just was trying to get an idea of how strong the signal was. I don't want to get too technical.
I was in Mayfair last. You could pick me up close to Neshaminy Mall.
I thought we weren't going geek.
Well, that's why I just was trying to get an idea. You're right.
That's fine.
ERP and standing wave
just
ratio.
trying to get an idea of how big the
It's all shit.
Yeah.
There's my first swear word for the night there.
Not that you're a geek, CJ. I'm just saying.
I am a geek. I'm a radio geek. What can I say?
And I think most of us are. But we had made a conscious decision, and then our fearless leader went there anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, it was going to happen sooner or later.
Well, I heard you streaming a while back, but you were using a different HTTP address.
Well, yeah, that was just the test stream just to make sure the equipment was working, and now we have the real thing at Audio 18, and we've got a lot more streams available on this particular one. You can hear the other one only had a capacity, I think, of 20 streams on the other one.
Oh, okay.
That was just a test to make sure everything was working. So what do you think of this thing? Is this dumb?
This is great, dude. This is where you can get away with a lot of things. So you know what I mean. But this is you don't have to worry about the man coming down either.
So have you considering that you were part of a pirate radio station? Have you ever had aspirations to do it professionally?
Or have you?
Have I done it professionally? No.
Yeah.
Have you had aspirations to do it professionally? Would you ever like to go on an actual licensed radio station someday?
Not nowadays, no.
And why do you say that?
I don't have any aspirations right now. No.
Well, do you listen to terrestrial radio?
Hardly. You know what? I'm 41 years old, and you know what I used to listen to recently?
What's that?
WPEN. The old WPEN. You know.
Sports or
the music.
Nostalgia.
You know, yeah, nostalgia.
Okay.
And Andy Corbin in the morning and all those guys. I miss all that. I love all that stuff. To be honest with you, that was like taking me back to listening to WIP when I was a kid.
The Station of the Stars.
Station of the Stars, you know.
What, PEN?
Yeah, that's what he was talking about, PEN.
You said you're 41?
Yeah.
You sound like you're 10.
Oh, I wouldn't say so.
I mean, no offense or anything.
Oh, no offense. What was that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Well, Roscoe has a MySpace page.
I mean, this is true. Oh, man.
Right,
and the show will soon have one, too.
Well, CJ, it was very nice of you to call, and I hope you'll do it again.
We sure. So this is RadioRacket.com is your official site here?
Yeah, that's
the site of the show.
That's the website for the show.
The actual the station is audio18.com.
And there's really nothing to look at there. That's just the gateway to get to this show itself.
And speeches by FDR and
yeah.
But you can get to the stream through RadioRacket.com as well.
It'll take you there.
Yeah, you just click on Listen Live.
Yeah, so all you really need. Well, when you click Listen Live, I think it takes you.
It does.
To
it takes Audio 18.
All you need to remember is RadioRacket.com. It's all you'll ever need in life, ever.
Okay, so how many nights a week are you going to be live?
One.
Okay.
For now.
Well, now we've got other things for
And then it
Audio
will be-
18. And
Then we'll be monthly, and then
we're talking about maybe bringing on RJ to do a show. So I know you'll want to be listening to that.
That was my reaction also.
And I'm sure at some point there will be a Rock and Rob talk show.
Let's just give everyone a talk show.
There we go.
We have the whole damn station.
The guy who sweeps the floors out in here in the
Wasn't that what the
building.
Howard said they were doing that at Sirius, though? Didn't he say that, like, receptionists were getting shows over at the Cosmopolitan channel?
Yeah, I think that's kind of far-fetched.
No, I think it's true. I've heard some of these shows. I mean, you can tell these people have no training. Then again, Whoopi Goldberg gets a show. So what?
And again, we have a show.
Yeah, but you know, I thought about that, and the Whoopi thing. Whoopi's an entertainer. She does stand-up. Okay, so that translates a lot better to radio than
David Lee Roth.
Come on, I mean, Whoopi knows how to put on a show. Now she's just not doing it in front of a live audience. I think this show actually has more of a shot than most people think.
Well, look at Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey did the comedy, and now he's like the hottest thing in Philly radio.
But he has a performance background.
Well, so does Whoopi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean more
That's
and
my
more
point.
of a. No, okay, I can see what you're saying.
I mean, I think this has a better shot than a lot of people think it's going to. I mean, am I going to listen to it? No, but does it have a freaking
But I'm
chance?
sure it'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She saved Hollywood Squares. I mean, you know.
I mean, no, because I originally came down on the same side as you did. I'm like, well, you know, what the fuck is this? It's ridiculous. But no, I then started to think about it, and I think she actually does have more of a shot.
We'll have to see. I can't imagine. I mean, this is the new thing. Yeah, we got to get people who never worked in radio, and that's got to be really encouraging for all the radio people like Shot Stevens out there working 6 days a week for for who? For what? You know?
For the man.
Yeah. CJ,
All right, CJ,
thank you.
thanks.
All right, George, take care, man.
Appreciate the call there, CJ, checking in on the Philly line there. 215-609-4315, New York number 718-841-7702. It is the Radio Racket. George, Kyle, and Roscoe, and Rocking Rob, and
that's another thing we wanted to
other
talk
members of the team we're hoping will be checking in on the phone lines. Sir.
Music jocks who think they matter.
Is that a shot at Shot?
I guess it could be. Well, no, Shot knows he doesn't really matter.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
I mean, we like Shot, but, you know,
This is a friend you're talking about. Jesus.
Well, you know, it all goes back to being walked on and taking it. So.
Well, okay, here's what I want to know, though. I mean, back in the day, maybe even up until, I would say the 70s, and then you had, like, the Mike Joseph Hot Hits formats that came out in the 80s. Very exciting radio to many people, myself included.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Starsky
I mean,
in the
these
morning.
guys were personalities, and women. There were women involved, too. And these were personalities on these, radio stations. But today, you put on the FM, and you hear another 40 minutes of continuous hits, continuous hit. I mean, what? There's no personality.
No talk.
What is it that
the no talk triple play?
It's like what
the best hits of the 80s, 90s, and today.
Yeah, I mean, what is
Motown,
that?
soul, and rock and roll.
It's consultants have screwed up the whole freaking business.
I understand, but there was a reason for it, and I get that. Okay, there was a reason to minimize the talk. People didn't want that anymore. It was perceived. I get that, but these guys and ladies out there that do this for a living, I really think, and I have met them, and I have heard stories.
We all have.
And they go around and they really think that I am this personality, and I am, I brighten people's, I make the workday go by just like that.
No, you don't. You read a fucking cue card, all right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on.
Line reader.
Well, I mean, in fairness, it's to play devil's advocate. I mean, some people do have name recognition, and it does help to a certain extent.
Well, sure. I mean, if you can sell it, then I guess that's great.
But the world, you're right in the sense that the world will not come to the end if I don't hear, the same disc jockey who's been on the same station for God knows how many years talk up songs anymore.
Well, here in Philly, we've got this Ben FM, the Greater Media's running, right?
Joke.
This Ben FM, which is the Jack FM clone in Philly, and all the radio geeks keep saying, when are they going to hire jocks? When are they going to... And who listening to that radio station, normal people, not radio people, are listening to that station thinking, boy, I really wish there was somebody who would talk every 4 songs and say the call letters, or, tell everyone, that the website is interactive, or to let them know they're listening to the More Music Morning Show.
And the Goo Goo Dolls are coming up next.
I mean, really.
And another 12 songs in a row.
All right, well, we have some more calls coming up. 215-609-4315. New York number 718-841-7702.
And it's really the consultants that killed radio, because if consultants never got involved, personality will survive. Because, we go back and listen to air checks from the 70s and the 60s, and this stuff still sounds as fresh today if it were on. It would still sound as fresh today if it were still on the air.
Yeah, but I also can recognize that if consultants had not become involved, you never would have had hot hits. You probably wouldn't have had, you wouldn't have had any of your Drake stations. Now, a lot of people hated Drake.
That's what I was going to say. Some people might argue that hot hits was kind of stale, and there were points in the existence of hot hits when it was a very stale-sounding radio station.
But most importantly, you had hundreds and hundreds, perhaps thousands of radio stations in the medium and in some cases bigger markets that wouldn't have made any money because they were run by people who thought they knew radio, and we've all worked at places where the people in charge really thought they knew radio and they really didn't know a damn thing. I feel like playing a Dino spot, all right? Is that okay with you guys?
It's the next big thing.
Yeah, we've got some stories of ourselves, too. But we'll be right back after this. Take some more phone calls.
One of the most overlooked part of any party is the entertainment. After all, the memories of a party are usually what a good or bad time the guests had. With Mixmaster Studios DJs, your guests will remember what a great time they had dancing with friends and relatives. Mixmaster Studios is a full-service DJ company able to provide music for all tastes and put together in a way that won't leave anyone out of the action. We provide music from the oldies to the hits of today. A dance club-style light show will keep the action on the dance floor in full gear. With reasonable rates, why settle for anything but the best at your next party? Call Mixmaster Studios and let us put together a package to suit your needs. 215-824-3777 is the number that will make your next party an affair to be remembered.
And if you're listening to us in Las Vegas or San Bernardino, California, that spot did not apply to you. Because I think...
Or Spokane, Washington.
Hell, if you've got the cash, if you're going to pay Dino to fly out there with his PV speakers and his QSC amp and record library, I'm sure he'll do it.
Yeah.
So,
if the price is right.
Yeah, 215-824-3777, the number for Mixmaster Studios. Back to the phones, Philadelphia line, 215-609-4315. Go ahead. Caller, you're on the air. Or airline, whatever it is. Airline.
Yeah, this is Alan from Northeast Philadelphia.
More Northeast Philadelphia calls. Look at this. What's going
Northeast.
on?
What were the callers of that station you mentioned where they were imitating personalities of WFIL?
Actually, we didn't mention them.
Actually, we did not mention the call letters, and I think we'll take the break at 1 o'clock for the news. Maybe we'll have our little powwow outside. Maybe we'll
call the consultant.
Yeah, we'll call the consultant and see if we want to announce that. Although, if you follow radio in the area that you're in, I think you could probably figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway, I mostly listen to Atlantic City radio right now. I enjoy one of the greatest talk stations in the Atlantic City area, WOND. I don't know if you are familiar with the personalities over there, but they're absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of formats Philadelphia that we lost here in Philadelphia that we need to bring back.
Like what?
We need to bring back singers and standards. We need to bring back classic soul. We need to bring back jazz, which we can't hear during the day. We need to make the Philadelphia market a little classy, because right now in Philadelphia radio mainly,
it's very homogenous.
Trash.
Very homogenous.
I understand what you're saying, but I last time I checked, classy radio didn't really pay the bills, though, at some of these conglomerates. Have you ever tried to sell standards on AM radio in a major market?
Well, I mean,
not easy.
WRDR was not an AM station.
Yeah, it was FM, and that was a lot has changed in the last 10 years, though.
Station.
Oh, I enjoyed it very much. I liked PEN. I didn't like it as much toward the end, but
I'll admit I'm a 30-year-old guy, and going down to Atlantic City and losing like $200-300, and driving home at like 4 a.m. and hearing the live jock on WRDR. That was like the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, but cool doesn't raise revenue.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
no, emphasis on cool.
When you say Philly needs something, are you saying it? You think the market is there for it, or you just would like to hear it?
I feel there's a market for a station like WOND here in Philadelphia. I mean,
WOND.
Who's your favorite personality on OND? Barry Levine?
I would say Barbara Altman is my favorite personality.
Now, she's the one that does that, like, back porch show or something?
Yeah, the front porch.
Front porch. She the one that goes into these psychic trances in the middle of doing a regular talk show?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't find that a little bit odd, Alan? Doing a regular talk show and then just going into a psychic trance, you don't find that the least bit odd?
Even if it is, I love it because it's like family oriented. It's nice.
I mean, I listen to Art Bell, so I'm not afraid of odd. I just have heard that show before, and.
But there's one thing I like about OND that I wish we had here in Philadelphia.
What, the fact that the age range, the median age of all the callers is 86?
On OND, they at least on Pinky Kravitz's show, on the Pinky Kravitz.
Once again, 86. I'm sorry, Alan. Go ahead.
We had that. We used to anyway.
Yeah.
On the Pinky Kravitz show, they
Another man who knew Marconi.
They have councilmen and the mayor on there, and they allow people to call in and express the problems of Atlantic City, and the councilman and the mayor explain how they're going to solve those problems.
Yeah, but
I don't remember the last time if we ever had that here in Philadelphia.
But the mayor of Philadelphia doesn't know how to solve what the hell's for dinner tonight. How's he going to come on and solve problems on the radio?
But,
what are you doing in Northeast Philly listening to political talk of Atlantic City? I mean,
do you work in South Jersey? How does that happen?
I don't work in South. I just there's nothing decent to listen to in Philadelphia, so.
So you must be listening over the internet then.
I originally started listening to WOND on my GE Super 2. My radio pulls in. Fortunate to pull in these long distance stations, so I started listening to them on the GE Super 2, and then when they started streaming, I followed them on the stream. But I enjoy listening to long distance radio because there's just nothing to listen to in this Philadelphia market, at least where people 60 on up, or for senior citizens in general.
Well, that, Alan, I do get that. I mean, I understand. And the talk radio market in Philadelphia is pretty bad right now. We've got, what, two shows in a major market, 2 shows?
Radio in general is
that's a topic
bad here.
That's a topic we can talk about after the news at the top of the hour. But before we let you go, quick question for you. Where exactly did you find out about this show?
About your show? I found out through the internet. I found out I found out about your show through the internet, through the boards.
Okay, cool. Well, which board, though? I thought there was a blackout. They're afraid to talk about this show, I think. Oh, our board is the only one that had it.
Talk board.
Oh, that's okay. That's us. Yeah.
Surf, yeah.
That's our exclusively affiliated board. Yeah. All right, Alan. Appreciate the call. Call in again. All right.
By the way,
join that WOND there.
There's a great Singers and Standards program for people in the Delaware Valley they can listen to.
All right, Alan, hold that thought. I'm up against the news. Hold on. We'll come right back. It's the Radio Racket.
It is 5 hours Universal Time. From Washington, here is the news on the Voice of America. The immigration issue as the Senate renews debate on immigration reform that could provide a path to citizenship for millions of people living in the United States illegally. Those are some of the stories we're covering for you on the Voice of America. I'm Steve Norman, VOA News.
One of the most overlooked part of any party is the entertainment. After all, the memories of a party are usually what a good or bad time the guests had. With Mixmaster Studios DJs, your guests will remember what a great time they had dancing with friends and relatives. Mixmaster Studios is a full-service DJ company able to provide music for all tastes and put together in a way that won't leave anyone out of the action. We provide music from the oldies to the hits of today. A dance club-style light show will keep the action on the dance floor in full gear. With reasonable rates, why settle for anything but the best at your next party? Call Mixmaster Studios and let us put together a package to suit your needs. 215-824-3777 is the number that will make your next party an affair to be remembered.
Good morning, America. It's Saturday, May 13th, 2006, with Radio Racket Radio News. I'm Kyle DeWitt. Star, a.k.a. Troy Terrain of the former Star and Buck Wild program, was arrested earlier yesterday at Manhattan's 1st Precinct. All Access reports that he has been charged with harassment and endangering the welfare of a child after remarks he made on his show about a crosstown rival and his family, including the rival's 4-year-old daughter. Another New York urban formatted station, Hot 97, is also in the news. Newsday reports that a judge has relaxed the rules the station's landlord had established for visitors to the studios. which has been the scene of several shootings in recent years. The judge ruled that guests must enter the building alone, and the station must hire an armed guard to patrol the station at least 1 hour before said guest arrives. The station has also agreed to install a telephone outside the building so the guard can call for New York's finest if need be. Finally, Sirius Satellite Radio reports strong first quarter results. Sirius ended the first quarter with nearly 4.1 million subscribers, up 149% from the same quarter 1 year ago. Advertising revenue grew to a record $7.3 million, which represents 53% of total satellite radio industry advertising revenue for the quarter. Even with all of the positive trends, the company still reported a net loss of nearly $460 million. With Radio Racket Radio News, I'm Kyle DeWitt.
Yeah, thank you, Kyle. It's almost like a real newscast there.
Almost. I think that's what he was going for, George.
Oh, cool. So is the theme song any good, or do we need to come up with something better?
I like it.
I liked it in the beginning, and now maybe we do sound too much like Glenn Beck. I mean, he's successful, though, right?
I like the tune.
I guess we should try to figure out who this is.
Which one did we pick here?
I think this was Tanked. The song's called Tanked.
Yes, by Mark Pattison.
All right, we'll have
Which
to...
is maybe how we should do the next show.
We should drop Mr. Pattison a line and let him know we're doing that. Is it just me, or are the levels all messed up right now? It seems like I've got the music all the way down to like one on the pod. And
you go out for a cigarette, you come back, and all hell breaks loose.
Well, for one thing, I think, do you have the levels on your board at the same spot as before?
Generally speaking, yes.
I don't know. For some reason, the music is coming in so hot right now. I don't.
Well, you have control over that.
Not much, though. I mean, right now the pod is sitting at 1, and it's anyway. It's the Radio Racket. It's audio.
Many people
18.
have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Well, remember what we said on the... See how bad that sounded when I faded it out? There we go. That's better. Well, we said on the website that we're going
Please
to be...
direct your complaints to george@radioracket.com.
Using... oh, yeah, we didn't even do that.
No, we didn't.
But see, anyone listening already has seen the website. They know how to get us.
george@radioracket.com.
And speaking of how to get us, and we've got Alan hanging on, and we'll wrap up with him in a second, but Kyle, you were saying something about our New York line. Is it working? We don't even know.
We don't know. Someone's got to call it.
718-841-7702. 718-841-7702. We don't even know if the thing's working or not. So
please call it.
I don't know.
Please help the children.
I don't know, because the Philly line has been fine. But all right, well, anyway, all of you nice people holding on the line on the Philly line, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll get to you, all of you guys, in a minute. First, let's wrap up with Alan here, checking in Northeast Philly. Lots of Philly calls. That's understandable. That's where we are, but it is still a national show, so I want other people to call the New York line. Damn it, 718-841-7702. Alan, you were saying you listened to
there's one
low-power
program I recommend here in Philadelphia highly, and 2 in New York. I recommend the Frank Ellis Extravaganza with Frank Ellis. It's a fantastic show every Tuesday night from 10 to 1.
Where?
On WRDV in Warminster.
And what kind of a show? What kind of a show is
they're
it?
at 3 frequencies here in the Delaware Valley. 89.3 in Warminster and 97.1 in the Bristol area and 107.3 in the Philadelphia area, and they have excellent programming. And on the weekends, by the way, you've got Jonathan Schwartz on WNYC. They stream, by the way, over the internet. He has nice music. I don't know if you ever heard of Jonathan Schwartz. And then Danny Stiles in the evening on the AM side. But anyway, these are great programs that are geared toward people who love the Singers and Standards jazz format that you can't hear anymore in Philadelphia, except for that once-a-week show I just mentioned.
Or, of course, you could get XM and Sirius and
that's true.
Hear it all the time. Do you have that?
Yes. Yeah, I do have XM. True, you can get satellite and listen to it.
So then there's not really a
we can't
need
hear
for
it on terrestrial radio anymore in Philadelphia. It's a shame. I know in other cities you have at least one station that you can hear this music on. everywhere else but Philadelphia for some reason.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. Appreciate the call, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, why these formats are disappearing from the dial everywhere, but that's Alan. He wishes there was more of it, though. Thank you, Alan. It's Radio Racket, an Audio 18, 215-609-4315, and as Kyle said, we're still waiting to see if the New York line even works, because...
Anxiously awaiting.
718-841-7702. Even if you're in Philly, if you have long distance, why don't you help us out?
Help a brother out.
Yeah. 718-841.
Why do the lights keep flickering on and off in here?
It's because I think we're...
Power surge?
We actually are drawing a lot of power. I'm looking at the meter right here. Well, we don't want to get too technical, but... 718-841-7702, that New York number that still nobody is calling. We should have taken the cell phone out there and even seen if maybe it doesn't work. I don't know.
We'll test it out next break.
All right. Did Dino get his spots worth tonight?
No, he certainly didn't.
All right.
We have to air his spot like 10 more times.
You know, even after that break, I forgot to get myself something to drink. I mean, everyone else has stuff. I don't have anything. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take another call. New York is working. Look at this.
What do you know?
New York is working. Unbelievable.
It's the city that never sleeps.
Hey, guys, look. Two lights are blinking at the same time. I've never seen that before.
How about that?
We should conference them together and let them duke it out.
That's right.
Unfortunately, we
That's
may
not possible.
remember that there was a bit of an incident with that.
Yes.
Still waiting on Scott Tildy, still waiting on Rob Federal, still waiting on Dino, still waiting on other other flunkies that are out there. I don't know. Let's see about this. Good morning, Philadelphia line. Philadelphia line, you're on.
Hello. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey there. Well, I don't know if I'm exactly a flunky. I know that my grandson thinks I am because all I do is follow him around with money. But this is Giant Gene, and RJ mentioned that you guys are starting a new venture tonight, and I wanted to wish you the best of luck.
Oh, thank you, Giant Gene. This is the... now, you were... I'm trying to think. I know you were on WCAU in Philly for a time, right?
CAU, Wibbage, FIL, here, there, everywhere. We started Progressive Rock. We ended up actually in the Disco Hall of Fame. So that was the most interesting because I had the scene and so many other things. And, my son, we're here in L.A. right now, and my son is the one who said, why don't you get back and do this on the net? And what you're experimenting with right now, we get actually over 1 million hits a month, they tell us, on our soulpatrol.net radio programs that we do. So it's out there.
It's crazy, and in case anyone's wondering, at 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe people are tired. I guess it's only 10-something out there, Giant Gene.
Yeah, I don't even know. I haven't looked at the time yet. We're at a big party and having a good time. 10, 12, it looks like.
And he took the time to listen to our silly little show.
That's, I don't know if that's scary or we should be flattered.
Everything is important. Anybody that puts down what you're doing or says that this is silly or that is silly doesn't have the guts, the fortitude, the ability to do it themselves.
Yeah. And Giant Gene Arnold's actually, you've got real call letters on your resume, so we can actually take you seriously.
That you didn't have to buy time for.
Just think that...
Well, isn't that amazing? But no, we do a show called The Sounds of Philly each week, and all my old friends, anybody from Philly, from Avalon to Fabian to Naz, we just finished up a thing with Naz.
Nice.
Harold Melvin, all my soul groups, all those people.
Lunos.
And it all started because of my son Jody, who was here with me, who was also in the Disco DJ Hall of Fame.
Now,
so he said, Dad, you better, get back and do some of this stuff, have some fun. So we started on the net about, 4 years ago, thanks to him. And that's basically what we've been doing ever since. And while we're here in L.A. now, we're going to try to do the Sounds of Philly on a Sunday 1 hour out here on an FMer. Because everybody from L.A. seems to be partially from Philly.
Now, Giant Gene, what direction do you think that the net radio, net audio, as I like to call it, will eventually be going? I mean, are we just spinning our wheels here, or is this the way of the future?
Well, let me put it this way. My opinion is that this country has become a narrow-cast country. When you listen to certain genres of music on XM or on Sirius, you might have only 300 to 400 people listening across the whole country at one time to a given thing. And they're not looking for numbers, they're looking to please people. And I think that's what the difference between some of the other forms of communication and broadcast radio is. Broadcast radio is looking to please one group of people, advertisers. The only way they do it is with numbers. The other media do it by doing something and then letting people know somehow, word of mouth or whatever means, that something is happening for them. And when that group of people clicks in, hey, there's a radio. What is it, Jody? My son Jody is here with me. What's that station that's strictly on the internet out here? And tons of people listen to it. K-Song, the KIOQ.
K-Rock. I believe it's K-Rock.
It is not on terrestrial radio. Strictly on the internet. Has almost 1 million listeners a month.
Is that KNAC.com?
Could be. It's one of those.
Oh, that was the
I haven't had time to really play with much out here because we're trying to have fun with my grandson, my son, doing some recording with a group named Rio and Locked, who's with Lenny Kravitz and quite a few other groups. So we're putting some new stuff together. And, that's, by the way, I should announce to everybody that I'm not with it.
You're not?
Oh, we knew that.
This is a clone.
I'm insulting everybody tonight.
Recording. So I think that once everybody gets that part straight, it'll be fun. But we have a lot of fun. We always try to, if you remember all the things I got fired for playing the Jimi Hendrix National Anthem to close a radio station at midnight. We're supposed to play National Anthem.
What radio station was it?
I think that was CAM.
Oh, in Camden, okay.
And, of course, RJ, of course, is my mentor, my original partner. I think RJ spoke to you guys tonight.
RJ was definitely on.
Sure
Yes,
did,
the emails are certainly coming in. Regardless of what anyone thinks of RJ, there's no doubt about it. When he comes on the show, any show that we've ever done, it generates some kind of a response.
You know who I am.
Well, I think, one of the most important things, you have to remember, we had been on the air since like 65 or 66. I was a singer before that and an actor. And I got on to RJ's show probably when RJ wanted me to come on with him, and we started doing stuff together, maybe 67 or something. And our little tiff came when I found a group of records on the floor one night that nobody would steal out at Wi-Fi, and I forgot my oldies, and I played them, and the only way I knew how to play them was by publisher. I didn't know who these pretty strange people were. Somebody called the Doors, but I saw Elektra Records in the publisher. I said, whoa, this has to be good. I saw RCA Records with Jefferson Airplane. I said, what the heck is that? As soon as I heard it, I was done. I absolutely loved that music, stayed with it for a lot of years, created the Gene Robert Underground thing. And RJ, of course, always stayed with oldies. And to this day, I will tell you one thing. Darling Forever is alive and well. His Disco USA is every place. Our old TV shows have been rerun for like 20 years. And RJ is a consistent performer.
Well, he is a performer. That we'll give you that. Giant Gene, before we let you go, do you think that you could call today's internet audio stations, maybe draw a parallel between the level of experimentation that goes on, like what we're doing and what you're doing out there, draw a parallel between this and, say, the early days of FM? You can get away with things you certainly couldn't get away with in the establishment.
In the days of FM, people weren't sure what it was going to be in any way, shape, or form. And basically, I don't know if people know, my son and I were just in an office building in Long Beach up on top of the penthouse. And the guys are in there doing their thing, listening to a radio station with probably around a $3,000 speaker setup off a computer. So, I mean, the sound was awesome. I thought they were listening to a CD or something.
Did you say the sound was awful or awesome?
Awesome.
Yeah.
AWESOM.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt about it. We've certainly come a long way with the overall quality of internet audio. Giant Gene, appreciate the call. Call in again.
Hey,
okay?
much good luck to you guys. And as I always say, blue skies, green lights, and with the first of 5,742 hits in a row. Ciao.
All right. Hey, real quickly, Giant Gene.
That's what I was going to say.
Plug your website real quick. Let's tell everyone where to find you.
GiantGene.com.
All right, that's easy to remember.
GiantGene.com.
GiantGene.com.
Yep.
All right.
My son Jody, who got it all together.
All right.
Well, thanks for the call, Giant
Rich
Gene.
Levin and Bob Davis of Soul Patrol. They have made us a happening on the net, and I'm very grateful.
Appreciate that, Giant Gene. All right.
You too. Good
Glad
luck,
to hear
guys.
from you.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Thank you. It's Giant Gene. Well, look at that. See, we're actually getting the calls tonight. I remember earlier I thought we wouldn't even get the calls.
You were wrong.
Suddenly now we're getting calls.
You are a doubting Thomas.
All these
I wonder if
lights are starting to light
I
up.
wonder how many people we have.
I was just about to say, we never did bother to check to see whether or not the stream is maxed out or not.
Now, we have a lot of streams, so it would be very impressive if we did max.
Is there any way for you to attempt to pull up the stream over there on your computer, Roscoe, and see if
That's a good idea.
we can even get on? I mean, if we can get on, then we know that we're not very popular tonight.
That's a good idea.
Philly lines available once again. 215-609-4315. But now we're going to go to that New York line. It's lit, baby.
Yeah, I know. The call to action.
It's lit, and we're not.
It
not
actually
yet.
happened. Yeah, not yet. I guess we
Isn't
have to
that
wait to
call for action?
What did I say?
Call for action. The old TV jingle.
What did I
Nothing?
say? Did I say call to action?
You said call to action. I was just trying to make a...
Whatever.
All right, let's go back to the phones. New York line. First New York line call of the night because everyone's been jamming the
And historic
Philly.
moment it is. Caller, you're on the air.
Philly numbers. Good morning.
Huh?
What?
Hello?
Hello?
Say again.
Are you guys having a killer time?
Is this so?
I mean, what?
Doesn't Howard do things like this?
Are you guys having a killer time?
Having a killer time?
Did you set this up, Roscoe?
Nothing to do with this.
There was this person hung on the
Is this
line
Steve? Is this Steve from Jellystone?
Dang. Dang.
What?
Is
Somebody playing a soundboard.
Is Pedro there?
Yes, I did.
Well, I know this is really riveting radio.
It is, actually.
I think this goes down as our first prank call.
At least we know that the New York...
Took me like 3 hours to finish the shitting on your upper lip.
You forgot the part about the teabagging, too.
Is this that Opie and Anthony humor that we're always hearing about? I think this calls for a Dino spot.
You think?
And that movie was horrendous, by the way.
You know, that people think that it's so...
Is Pedro there?
I watched it.
Dang.
I recorded it on my DVR just to see what all the hubbub was about.
I am not.
And I watched it.
It's the worst ever.
And it was the worst fucking piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
The funny thing, the actor that plays Napoleon Dynamite, they said on IMDb.com that he refuses to wear anything but like 70s garb. He'll wear like the butterfly collars and out in public, like it's like his personal life.
Works for RJ.
It was just a
RJ could use that guy.
It was a terrible, terrible movie.
Shut up!
It just had no storyline. It was horrible.
Couldn't be as bad as Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt was just absolutely god awful.
I didn't see it, but at least David Spade's funny.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't know, but it was horrendous. But hey, at least we know the New York line works.
Yeah, we also know now what happened to the Kyle Free board. There is an easy board server maintenance alert.
Aha!
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Is there activity going on in the other studio? I thought I just heard noise.
I don't see anything.
All right. 718-841.
Stream's still working, by the way.
Oh, so that means we're not.
We're not maxed.
We're not very popular.
We're not as popular as we thought we were.
718-841-7702 New York line and Philly 215-609-4315.
And you can also hit us up on the internet, Radio Racket 2006. And Mr. DeWitt, your phone's vibrating closer to me.
I was going to say, I heard some goofy stuff there.
Hello.
Maybe this time next week we'll have the LA line for guys like Giant Gene and the rest of them out there.
Yeah. Didn't I tell you not to call me until I got off the air?
Once again, Radio Racket 2006 is our AOL.
And by the way, Kyle is not talking to you, the people listening.
He's taking a phone call.
He's taking a cell phone
Is that
call.
Beavis?
Asshole, we're giving out the fucking number left and right. I don't know what you're listening to.
Jesus Christ.
It's Beavis.
Let's see what's going on our message board.
You guys having a killer time?
We're giving out the number left.
Yeah, that's original.
Let's see here. Nothing.
That old gag.
All right. Well, are you still listening?
Nothing new.
I wonder if that was one of the message board assholes we were talking about.
Asshole.
Asshole.
Well, here.
Let's give Beavis the number.
Well, what does he want to talk about?
We're going to get him on the line.
What's Beavis have to do with radio? Has he ever worked at a radio station?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
he
that.
He works non-com.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, no. Now you know what Scott Tildy's always saying. Don't disparage non-commercial
Think of the future,
radio.
man. I mean, those 10-watt stations, man, they're going to be popular one day.
What is it that he does, though? I mean, what? Well, get him on the phone. I mean, what is the deal? Give him the number. What's the problem?
Dude, do you have a pen and paper? I can give you the number.
He can't remember a phone number for 10 seconds?
George, you haven't met this guy.
You don't. Yeah,
I have met. I've met
you have.
Beavis.
Yeah,
Can you dial out?
He can't remember 215-609-4315.
Well, I don't know. It is his birthday, and he probably has been drinking.
Well, then, do we really need to put him on the air?
Yeah. Okay. 215-609-4315.
Dial carefully.
Yeah.
4315.
If you get someone else, it's not our fault.
And good luck.
Now, if you're staring at the telephone and you see two keypads, what you do is you close one eye.
Bye-bye.
That always works for me.
This is going to be fun.
Why?
He claims, this is my college roommate Beavis, we call him Beavis for a reason. He claims to have listened to the show for an hour and a half and never heard us give out the phone numbers.
Whatever.
Bullshit.
Now I'm sure this is him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's. We don't know. I guess it is. Is this Beavis or is this somebody else?
This is not Beavis.
All right. Who do we have here?
This is Norman.
Norman.
I do know Beavis, though, and Beavis, I don't think Beavis would know how to use a soundboard.
Well, how do you know Beavis?
This is Butthead.
I had the pleasure to meet him with Mr. DeWitt.
Oh,
several times. Several times.
So you know who this is, Kyle?
Yes, I do know who this is.
We went to an AC/DC T-shirt swapping contest, and Beavis was one of the top guys there.
Yes, Beavis. I believe that evening ended with the ass shorts. Did it not?
Once again, nobody knows what we're talking about.
This is a friend of mine, so yeah. But of course, now Beavis is trying to call through, and dude, the number's fucking busy, dude. Dude, my phone's going to start vibrating again soon. So, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Mr. DeWitt?
Not bad. You enjoying the program?
I am, especially when we got off some of that radio stuff. I'm not the radio enthusiast.
Yeah, Mike is not.
I should be.
Right, Mike
I'm the normal man. I when you guys started going on the regular topics, I was there and I was laughing.
Nice
Good stuff.
Well, Mike's a friend of mine. We grew up together, played ball together. We went to school together. Mike is not a radio geek. He's in my non-radio geek group of friends. And
so he's normal.
He's normal.
He's got a secular job.
That's what you call it.
Well, yeah. For all intents and purposes. I mean, this is a guy that was in our high school yearbook in his candid photograph in a Santa suit standing at a toilet taking a leak.
Spanking it?
No, it was just taking a leak.
Oh.
Well, I was later on. I think the camera was off for that.
Oh, man. So all is well this evening? You're enjoying the program?
Very nice. I just want to let you know somebody was listening to you, and it was me.
Nice.
So I'm your listener.
There's someone else listening. We have like 3 people, I think, listening right now.
Well, Beavis must be.
And RJ's taking up 2
He
streams.
can't figure out how to use the goddamn phone. That doesn't count. If you can't use a phone, what are you doing listening to an internet audio?
He's listening to the VOA stream.
well, Mike, you've been listening. Now, how many times have we given out the phone numbers?
Quite a few.
Okay, so
I had to be the first one to call on the New York line too. So you know.
Well, at least we know it works.
I should have known.
Yeah, I had to give it a shot. I tried to go with Jim Carrey, but you couldn't hear it. It was too quiet.
We're having a killer time. Thanks.
Yeah,
that's good.
All right, man. Well, we're
Get
glad
back to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being out there listening. We appreciate the telephone call, and hopefully we'll be able to entertain you for the rest of the evening here.
And you've never worked in radio?
Obviously not. No, I have not.
Good man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Don't ever plan to.
All right, dude.
Okay.
Well, thanks, and we'll be in touch.
All right, sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
All right, later.
Thank you there.
Thanks, sir.
It's my buddy Mike.
Yeah, well, we know that line works, too.
Yeah.
All right, Radio Racket. Check out our website, radioracket.com, and there you get links and all kinds of other crap that is of import. Let's just go back to the phone. Good morning. You're on the show.
Yes, hello. This is Tony the Metal God from down in Lehigh Valley Way, PA.
This is Beavis.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Now,
otherwise known as Beavis, yes.
He is Tony the Metal God.
now you were saying that we weren't giving out the phone numbers.
Well, I wasn't saying that. I was like,
How much
gave
have we
out the
had
number
to
one
drink
time and I
tonight,
missed
Beavis?
it, so.
How much have we had to drink tonight?
A few.
Couple 2-3 beers. Happy 34th fucking birthday, bro.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah. So now Tony is from the Lehigh Valley. He does. He works at different college stations as community staff.
He's a non-commie.
So wait a minute. Now, does he actually attend the colleges of the stations that he's on?
No, he's community staff.
Oh, okay. I see.
So, Beavis, where are you currently at?
Right now, we're sitting at a Denny's in the greater Allentown area.
Getting the Grand Slam.
Yeah, but no. What's the station you're on right now?
Station is 91.7 FM WMUH, Muhlenberg College.
WMUH.
What's that?
Yeah,
100 watts.
Yeah, if you want to pronounce. Yeah.
So are you even listening to the show?
We were listening. We actually tuned you guys in right away, and heard like all the news, and we thought we were tuning in the wrong station for a while there. Like, when are we going to start like bad-mouthing radio? And then like, oh, finally you guys came on.
Well, wait a minute. You
I've
mean
been waiting all night to do that.
The top of the hour news, or what?
Yeah.
I could fill out about a whole 5-hour slot about bad-mouthing any kind of radio. So
well, go ahead and get started.
I was chomping at the bit.
Well, now keep in mind, for any of the people listening for the first time, I guess that's everybody, first show. I mean, it's not that we're about bad-mouthing radio. It's just that we're about telling it like it is, which is a phrase I never really knew what that meant anyway. But
which
if
is
that
bad-mouthing radio
just happens to happen, so be it. All right, well, what is it that you don't like about terrestrial radio there?
Oh, well, what can we start about? I don't know what we're going to talk about, commercial or non-commercial, because they both have extreme faults.
Now, wait a minute. Were you involved with this radio station? Wasn't there a non-commercial FM station up there where all of the volunteers were padlocked out of the station and they sold it to another bigger non-com? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Oh, so what was that?
Yep.
What station was that?
Yeah, it was a station 90.3 WXLV. It was broadcasted out of a little small community college, the Lehigh Valley Community College.
And what happened? They sold?
They had a huge heavy metal following since like the 80s, which actually I listened to back in the day, and a lot of people listened to for a while and like didn't know what happened to it actually for a while. And
but not anymore.
Out about the paper.
Not anymore. I mean, you don't still listen to that stuff now, though, right?
Listen to it. I am that.
Well, no, I mean, you said back in the 80s. I mean, that's
it's a lifestyle, damn it.
Well, no, but that's when
in the 80s,
people stopped.
In the 80s, that was what it was all about. I was like,
yeah, it was
like,
past
listening to
tense.
stuff and
Who listens to that now, though?
I've met this guy. He still has his mullet.
I quite don't have a mullet. No, I
you
made
do.
Sure I took care of that in the 90s. No, I took care of that when I grew the sides out. No,
He does have bangs,
when you get your sides cut, that's a mullet.
Well, you mean
when
like
when
heavy
you grow
metal?
your sides out all one length, that's not a mullet.
What kind of heavy metal? Like not? You don't mean like the commercial, like Metallica and stuff. You mean like
Iron Ore.
Well, Iron Maiden
some examples
of the program, yeah, and then all kinds of obscure '80s metal and stuff that that the hardcore fans into. That you have a basic following for, like in basic cities all over the United States.
And people
but doesn't
still
get
listen
any
to
radio
that?
airplay whatsoever.
Kyle, are you hearing this?
I know. I've listened to his show. I don't dig the music, but
is he any good?
No. Beavis does a pretty good job.
That's good. But I mean, you're not seriously trying to tell me that you think there's a commercial like market for this stuff.
Apparently, he's got you fooled.
No. There are bands that have potential that, if they make one step in the commercial direction, then they will be huge. But they choose not to, which is what I stand for, and that's what we do on the show.
But then if they did make that move toward commercial, you'd call them fucking sellouts, dude. Like fucking Metallica, dude. They're sellouts. They cut their fucking hair.
Yeah, well, Metallica's a different story altogether. I mean, the bands that started out and they made their scene and, got huge gatherings of fans, and they just actually spit in their face.
What do you think
when they recorded certain albums?
What do you
and
think?
They decided, we're gonna sell out, and they asked the question, why did you sell out? And the only thing they can say is, oh yeah, we sold out arenas all over the world. If you want to say we sold out, so.
Well, getting back to
but
these.
It's all about the music, about what do you hear from an artist the first time around.
I believe Rock and Rob had something to say.
You know, and then you
Go
totally
ahead, Rocket.
change on your fans is total bullshit. That's what it is.
Now,
And that's what we're against. We're against bands that stay true to what they do. People like the music from the beginning, and they stay true, and that's what we're all about.
Now, what about...
And there is a following around there. You just have, you know, and a lot of people now are older, and it's the hard thing is getting them to call in and stay up late. And
tell us more,
that's
Beavis.
what we're trying to help.
Hold on, Rock and Rob's got a question for you.
Now, getting back to these bands that you say that if they take a couple steps in the right direction, they become commercial and would be the next big thing, which I agree is what rock needs at this point to give it a shot in the ass. But do you think that's more the band's fault or the fact that these record companies are force-feeding us the rap and hip-hop and dance crap?
Yeah, that's a big part of it too. That's another big enemy of it. And there's, you know, the way the world is today, and the way you have American Idol and stuff like that, and people want to see the stuff that's on the TV. You know, and bands like this, you know, that they don't pay attention to it. They think, you know, it's nonsense. You know, bands that come on stage and wear T-shirts and jeans and they play good music, you know, people would rather, you know, they couldn't care less about. But somebody that comes up with something ingenious, or which they think is ingenious, or you know, something out of the ordinary, or you know, whatnot, you know, and paint their faces up, act all whacked out. You know, people think, you know, this is the cool thing. You know, we're going to listen to that. And they have no clue about the music. They just put on it, and that's what we're against on the show.
I agree.
And is the show? Are you able to sell it? I mean, I know it's a non-com station, but can you get any like donations or anything, or underwriting?
Oh yeah, well we have underwriting, and you know, like all, you know, decent college radio stations, you know, they have underwriting, and you know, there's some really good underwriters, people that really appreciate the music, and I know like there's one girl who actually does hairstyles. She actually goes up in New York. She works in New York full time and does like special effects makeup and hair for rock bands and stuff like that.
Is she hot?
She's decent. She's older now. It's a little bit heavy set, but she's the coolest person. And
no, forget that,
sometimes
Roscoe.
you meet these people, and they're like the most decent people you've ever met.
No fat chick.
But yet, it's like they do rock hairstyles. It's like, what kind of person is this going to be? They're probably, But you come in there and you can talk to her about anything, and she understands what's going on because she's been in the business for a while.
All right, Beavis. Before we let you go, do you have anything to plug? That's kind of what we're doing tonight. Now we're giving everyone an opportunity to plug his or her website. Not that there's been any hers calling, but do you have anything to promote?
We've been broadcasting our show. We've been on the air. We've been on 3 different stations in Lehigh Valley since the year 2000, and right now we're on WMUH, which said 91.7 FM.
Does it stream? Does it stream?
What's that?
Let's talk about the stream, because most people listening can't hear that station. Does it stream?
Yes, it does.
All right, where do they get that at?
It's www.muhlenberg, MUHLEBERG.
Slow down, people are writing.
Spell stuff. I might get this wrong. Muhlenberg.
I didn't think they were.
College out of Allentown, PA /edu, and they can get right on there and click on, and then you can whatever the time the show's on, which is 11 to 2, my show, Thursday evenings from 11 p.m. to 2 in the morning on Friday, and you can click right on and listen.
All right, sounds good. That's Beavis. Is that what we're calling him now?
He's Tony the Metal God.
Oh, Tony the Metal.
Thank you, Beavis.
Boy. Thank you there, Beavis.
By the way, too, I want to tell you the website.
He does.
You want to know the website for the we actually have a website for the show.
What is it?
TheBestDamnTrueMetalShow.com.
Kind of long, but
BestDamnTrueMetalShow.com.
Well, you guys are in the sports. You guys know that show, the Best Damn Sports Show, period, on Fox.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, well, we stole our name from that because they say they have the Best Damn Sports Show. Well, we have the Best Damn True Metal Show, period.
That's very creative.
So that's what it is. We have everything on there. We have playlists. We have shows, upcoming releases.
Pictures, the whole deal.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you for calling us,
Thanks,
Beavis. We'll hope you call us again.
You got it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Take care.
All right.
Later.
That's Beavis checking in. Yeah, I've got to let everyone know that when you've got something to promote, just come right out and say it.
We're not going to stop you.
Yeah, I mean, it's, really, we've got the inventory, although we prefer it if you bought the time, which is very affordable on Audio 18.
Pretty interesting discourse from a drunk individual at a Denny's at 1:45 in the morning.
Well, that's kind of what
in the East.
what happens here,
That's my buddy Beavis. That's why we love him.
215-609-4315 Philly and New York 718-841-7702. It's the Radio Racket, a very, very different kind of show. I think that's been evidenced tonight, but there are things going on. I was just looking over it since the message boards are kind of quiet tonight. I'm looking on.
Most people are out doing things because they have lives, and
radio
we
dash
clearly
info,
don't.
Which
it is a Friday night.
I'm just, is it just that nobody knows we're here, or is there a media blackout on us? What the hell is going on? I'm not saying I think we're that important that everyone should be talking about us all night. But geez, there's nothing here.
George, we've been getting a healthy amount of calls tonight. I mean,
half of them are from people we know.
Well, hold on. We sent out a press release a week and a half ago. We sent to all the major trades.
Right. Most of which...
And we got coverage from two spots, one not being a trade.
Right.
The only trade that gave us press was All Access.
All Access did very, very nice.
We got to thank Joel Denver. He's
Absolutely.
Very great man.
Yes.
And the only other place that we even got to mention was on Michael Klein's Q&A forum on Philly.com.
And that's not the one that's in the paper, though, right?
Right. It was he was off all this week, so his Inklings never even ran all week.
Oh, okay.
And someone had sent in a question, saw it on the message board, and said, hey, do you know anything about this Radio Racket program? And
well, why didn't they just ask us? I guess it was worthwhile if it made it to the thing, but you're saying it wasn't in the paper, though, so how do we even know it ran?
Well, because it was online. It's an online Q&A forum.
So it's internet only.
Right, internet only.
Like the show.
Right. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, he might write us up eventually, but, and I emailed him thanking him for putting us up in the Q&A forum, and, I invited him on the show sometime to come on as a guest, and because, he covers the happenings of the radio TV folks here, at least in Philadelphia. But that's the only two places we got any coverage.
And speaking of guests, we do have some big name guests slated for later in the month, or maybe early next month.
Works.
Are any of these solid yet?
Kyle, that's your department.
Kyle.
Yeah, I don't
when
want
it's time.
Yeah, we don't want to go throwing out names because
but we do have some interesting people that we're going to have on the air. Very interesting.
We're
people.
working.
Like Beavis?
Yeah. No, a little
that
bigger.
we took care of it.
A little bigger than Beavis. We're working on getting some big folks on the program, and if there is a media blackout or of the trades, whatever, people are going to eventually find out about the program if they and that's that.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way right now for us to figure out how many are listening because the provider we had been using has discontinued that part of its service. I'm not happy about that, but looks like I just have no way of knowing. I mean, I can find out the website stuff, but that's not really
probably better that we don't
good barometer. All right, I'd like to address what a couple of the callers have brought up. Now, Beavis mentioned it in regards to metal. I don't believe there's that much of a market for it.
Oh, come on.
No, of course not.
Alan in the Northeast brought up wanting his standards back. Let me tell you something. Oldies is disappearing. Standards is gone.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing culturally.
It's what it is.
But you've got these young guys. They don't know how to sell this stuff. They don't know. I'm not saying the advertising dollars are not there. You've got Madison Avenue, which is run by a lot of 20, 30-somethings. They don't have any tolerance for these music formats that they don't understand. And oldies becoming one of them. And if the agencies aren't buying and they don't want anything above 25, 54, or anything above 54...
Days are numbered.
Then you're not going to be able to get the agency business. And as long as you've got these companies who aren't training their sales guys how to sell to... All right, we laugh about, all their biggest advertisers, a funeral home. Hey, it's still money, But you can't get those sponsors if you don't know how to get them.
Do we have any agency sponsors?
Dino.
The Dino Agency.
The Dino Agency.
The Mix Master Agency.
Yeah, actually, we did tell them 2 Live reads, so if somebody else, it's a little different than 2 Live Crew. Kyle, you want this one? Or Rocking Rob or somebody?
Doesn't matter to me.
I still forgot to get my thing of water,
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Hey, you know, one topic that has not come up tonight, I'm kind of surprised we haven't talked about it yet.
What's that?
One of your pet peeves, one of the things that really irritates you about something that's currently happening in radio.
Sticks in your craw.
There are a lot of things. Why? What's that? Which one did you have in mind?
2 letters. HD.
Well, it's not... I think you're misunderstanding, though, my opinions on it. I have nothing against it. Well, actually, that's not true. But
The truth comes out.
No. I have nothing against HD, a radio on FM, because it does serve a purpose. It would have served a bigger purpose 10 years ago.
That had been introduced earlier, yeah.
And now there's no need for it. But if hell yeah, if I owned a terrestrial station and knew my days were numbered, I'd like to make 3 stations out of it. Kyle, let's read Dino his spot before we forget here.
All right, one of the most overlooked parts of any party is the entertainment. After all, the memories of a party are usually an indication of what a good or bad time the guests had.
And it all comes down to Dino.
That's right.
Yeah.
And his Mix Master Studios DJs. Your guests will remember what a great time they had dancing with friends and relatives. Mix Master Studios is a full-service DJ company able to provide music for all tastes and is put together in a way that won't leave anyone out of the action. We provide music from the oldies to the hits of today. A dance club-style light show will keep the action on the dance floor in full gear. With reasonable rates, why settle for anything but the best at your next party? Call Mixmaster Studios and let us put together a package to suit your needs. 215-824-3777 is the number that will make your next party a night to be remembered. That's 215-824-3777 for Mixmaster Studios.
Yeah.
Now serving Boise.
Oh, my.
If you're going to pay to fly him out there.
Dino and all his equipment as well.
I guess that would be fine. New York's number's wide open. 718. What a coincidence. 718-841-7702.
Never a fan of New York.
That's 718-841-7702 to call us at the Radio Racket. Hey, all right, let's go to the Philly line, which has had some activity here. And back to the phones at 215-609-4315. I'm sick of reading these numbers. I wanted to put them up on the website. And
they'll be up.
I actually thought that I would be able to put them up on the site as we were doing this, and the one computer that we're using here, it's just being tugged in too many directions. So,
caller, you on?
Yeah, good morning.
Get the false metal!
What? All right.
Well, it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I guess, it is about
Remember that conversation where we said we don't need to screen calls? They said, why would we need to screen calls?
Right. Well,
Professional.
I guess Beavis forgot to mention that, whatever that was.
Yeah, that was something about metal. But, I guess this is sort of like that WIP syndrome, like you're driving at this hour of night and you hear Paul Jolivet's fielding calls from numerous drunks.
Or the general's phone call at 3 in the morning from this very room.
Maybe that is why most of these stations have done away with their overnight shows. Overnight, another thing, just like the older demographics. If you know how to sell it, you need to sell it differently. But nobody seems to know how to sell it. WIP has figured it out.
Yes, indeed. They always have a full spot load. And they do it right, and they continue to make money with the product.
I have a question.
Yep.
Is WIP the only sports station in America 100% local?
Probably not. I mean,
Boston, is EEI all local? I don't know if we have anyone listening up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, FAN's all local too.
Well, no, you got Imus,
but he's in New
York.
Imus
he's not in New York. He's down at his ranch.
Oh yeah, he is back at the ranch. I forgot.
No, and it's not even a sports show, so I don't even think that would qualify.
Well, yeah,
I talk about sports sometimes.
Yeah, Bobby.
But it's kind of funny that last call. Like, what's the fun of prank calling an internet station where you can say whatever the hell you want
that
anyway.
Doesn't care. I know.
Exactly.
Actually, more traffic to our
Jaggays.
Yeah, 718-841-7702 New York line. Good morning. You're on this.
What?
Yeah, hi guys. How you doing? This is Gary.
Hey Gary, how you doing?
It's surf.
What do you know?
Gary. Is it surf?
I was so tempted to scream metal and hang up and then call back.
So it was you.
It was.
No, it wasn't me. Nitwit. Or I was going to go Baba Booey and hang up.
Yes, we are a group of nitwits. And Baba Booey to you as well. Yeah.
Gary, last time you called in one of our shows, they were calling you Surf Panda. I think you've shortened it for showbiz sake now, right?
Well, I just go with Gary. But the last time I called one of your shows, it got canceled, so let's not go there.
That's right. You were on that last show there, weren't you?
It was just too much for everybody to take. We spoke too much of the truth.
Yeah. Now, what happened earlier tonight? We noticed that the site was down. Did
we were having
go
palpitations
wrong?
here.
Yeah, but you got it back up right
George
away.
It was probably just some network issue. I didn't notice anything.
We were hoping you would say, well, so many of you guys crashed the website because the surge in traffic was unbelievable. Now, are you at home or are you starting your day at...
I just woke up.
And you're able to hear us?
Yeah, the stream works very well.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah. See, we don't need that FM anymore. We don't need that anymore.
We don't need no stinking FM.
We don't. We've actually got almost just as much of a call load. Of course, we have more lines here now and seemingly less of a need for it. So, for our new listeners, and most of the listeners are new, Gary he's the proprietor of PhillyTalk.com, which graciously is hosting our message boards over there, the National Radio and Media Discussion. And, a lot has changed in talk radio, at least in Philadelphia, since we last did a show like this 6 years ago. I think
a lot has changed.
The last time you called in our last show, Gary, we were talking about the future of an FM talk station, WWDB, and then the next day it was gone. So, I don't know. Maybe
that was kind of funny.
The Philadelphia talk radio landscape looks like Afghanistan right now.
There's nothing here. You've got Smirkanish in the morning, and Dom Giordano, and that's it, right?
Yeah, Dom's on at night now, and Smirkanish teams up in the morning with his ego.
What's with all those billboards around town at the back of his head?
Is he still paying for his own billboards?
I really need to see that when I'm driving up Interstate 95.
152, 8 minutes before 2 a.m. here in the East.
Every subject is in play.
Yeah.
No, we'll put him on. He can come on a real show.
He did pay for a billboard years ago along the Schuylkill.
Well, I remember...
Back when the station was too cheap to pay for a billboard.
Right, they wouldn't pay for the billboards, so he went out and got his own.
He went out and got his own.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. He believed in the show.
Maybe we should do that.
Oh, well.
I mean,
why don't you just go get one and just start painting over it?
Yeah, I've considered that.
When the SEPTA buses stop with the PHT billboards on them, just run right up to the SEPTA bus to the back and paint something on it, and then when the light turns green, you run away.
Now, Gary, you own the premier message board site in the greater Philadelphia region.
I thought you were going to say he owned Premier Radio Networks.
I was going to say, what the hell are we doing here?
Why?
And I'm sending security after you right now, which reminds me of Bill O'Reilly pulling that stunt on a caller.
Oh, yeah. What was that all about? That's where someone called up O'Reilly and said Baba Booey or something, and he got all bent out of shape.
And mentioned Keith Oberman. And there's a feud between Keith Oberman and Bill O'Reilly.
That's what it was. Someone mentioned Keith, and then he gets all bent out of shape.
Gary, you would know this. Did he? Because I've heard that recording. Did he dump out of that call? Was there more to that call than we heard?
He did dump the 7 seconds or whatever delay he has.
Because it sounds to me, just based on what was aired, that I can't understand why O'Reilly blew up. There had to be more to that, where he dumped out of that we did not hear.
The caller was on Keith Oberman's show, and he says that he just mentioned his name. And they swear up and down that he wasn't profane or anything like that, and O'Reilly just had quite enough of the childish feud, and said, "Oh, we're going to be, we have your phone number, we know where you live.
We're going to be having Fox Security give you a call." Yeah.
And this is what we do here.
It's a call-in show. Anybody can call in. They can call these numbers right now. And there's nothing they can do. I mean, if they get on and make some kind of a, threat or something like star and up yours or whatever, then that you can see that. But
hurry up, trademark that before
star and up yours.
Someone else gets it.
I mean,
it's nonsense. And you would think that someone like him would be so freaking insecure.
It is funny to listen to.
Didn't that guy? I think I heard or read that
he threatened to rape this guy's 4-year-old daughter.
Well, that's not O'Reilly. That's not O'Reilly.
No.
Okay, all right,
yeah, not O'Reilly.
For a second, I thought
no. The Star and Buck Wild thing.
I didn't hear
the loofah story. If you're going with that word,
I mean that's sick.
Is that really what I mean?
That's what I read online today.
Well, that's what you've got the news copy in front of you there.
Yeah, I didn't go into details in the news copy.
Yeah, we're just.
I mean, like, how can you? What would make you think that would would be okay to do? Like, I don't get it. Stupid,
ridiculous, but you know what though? I mean, really, it makes you wonder. Is this something that is, and I'm asking, is this something that's cultural because of the nature of these formats, or is this something that just somebody tried to do to get his name in the paper and really didn't think it through?
Right, or is he just, well, I mean, obviously, I don't think, you wonder, is he maybe trying to get fired so he can go to satellite or something like.
But there are plenty of other radio stations.
Right.
That are of the same general, with the urban format, other than whatever station. What are they on? One of the Clear Channel stations, I guess, up in New York, Power. And then you've got this Hot 97 they're trying to kick them out of the building because of all of the shootings, which I don't know. I think is a pretty good reason, but what do I know? But hey, I think it's giving the whole that whole scene a bad name. The rest of these outlets and other markets need to come out and say, "Hey, stop this shit."
It's gunshot cam.
George.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that it's really nothing more indicative of one person's or one radio person's lowered IQ, or maybe the lowered standard of IQ on that particular station. That combined with he's trying to do something provocative to get some attention where he doesn't have that much attention right now. I don't think it goes too much more beyond that. He was just a moron for alluding to threatening the guy's 4-year-old daughter. He was supposed to be paying somebody, I'll give you $500 or whatever if you tell me what school she goes to. That's just flat out stupid. I don't see how that goes anything beyond that station.
I mean, in fairness, none of us really actually heard the audio clip, but just based on what we're reading...
That's a good point, Roscoe. I mean, I haven't heard. I wouldn't.
I heard it on the radio today.
Oh, who played it?
Yeah. I don't really want to give credit to the show.
Okay.
Is it that bad?
Huh?
What show could it be if it's that bad?
I heard the clip today, and it's an African American voice just going, "Oh, I just want to know what school she goes to. I'll give anybody out there $500 if you just find out what school she goes to." And that was basically the clip. I heard it actually in a top of the hour news clip, probably Fox listening to Imus or something briefly. So
you sure it wasn't the like Audio 18 top of the hour news?
No, doesn't sound like a piss.
I mean, it was just a stupid thing. For the guy to say, it wasn't really a huge deal.
And that show is carried in Philly here. I don't know. Is it
Power 99?
It was carried, or
there
was one.
There were billboards around town for it.
All right, because I know I had heard of it, but I don't know. Not really my scene, but I'm sure there are other representatives of that, of the urban format that certainly wouldn't endorse that nonsense. They need to come out and say something.
Actually, it's not maybe necessarily like an urban thing against, like with hip-hop. If you remember back in the 80s and the 90s with guerrilla marketing.
What's this?
Guerrilla marketing with the, other radio stations just doing awful things to the other ones' vans and stuff like that. I remember from my battles with Q102.
Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, putting a bumper sticker on a van is one thing.
We're talking about
talking about a child.
Right.
Certainly another thing. Stand by, everyone hold on. I'm up against the news. It's coming up on 2 a.m. Eastern, even though I said I wasn't going to give out a time check. Gary, can you hold on, or do you have to leave?
I had to leave. I want to ask you to, when you do announce the phone numbers, make them nice and clear, because I just woke up 18 people in New Jersey.
I guess I'll take responsibility for that. Thank you, Gary. PhillyTalk.com.
This is Larry London, all set to play the world's best variety right after the latest news on VOA Music Mix.
And if you have a shortwave radio, you might enjoy that. We'll be right back.
I'm Carmen English from the VOA News Center in Washington. Police in Nigeria say as many as 200 people have been burned to death after a pipeline exploded when it was tapped into by oil thieves. Police say they do not know exactly how many people were killed in the huge blast, but the police commissioner in the business capital, Lagos, says it was between 150 and 200. In Ethiopia, 9 bombs exploded across Cairo, killing 4 people and injuring dozens of others. It was the latest in a series of mysterious bombings. No group immediately took responsibility. Iraq's prime minister-designate is struggling to meet a May 22nd deadline to form his cabinet, the final step in establishing a national unity government. Nouri al-Maliki had been expected to announce his new cabinet Thursday, but disagreements among political leaders on who should head certain ministries slowed formation of the new cabinet. In spite of the further delay, the second-ranking officer in the U.S.-led Iraq coalition says he expects a reduction in foreign forces to begin soon. British Lieutenant General Robert Fry spoke from Baghdad to reporters at the Pentagon, and VOA's Al Pessin was there.
General Fry says the formation of the new government, which is expected by the end of next week at the latest, will create a fundamental change in the situation in Iraq, and he believes that will help create the conditions for the expected start of the drawdown of foreign troops.
I would have thought that this is a process that could start in the pretty near future. I also think that it is a process that an incoming Iraqi government would be extremely keen to see underway in order that it can demonstrate its own sovereignty in its own country.
General Fry would not give any numbers or dates for the start of a troop reduction, but his boss, U.S. General George Casey, has said he hopes to make recommendations on troop reductions by the middle of June. He has already delayed the deployment of 1 brigade of U.S. troops, which could start a reduction if the unit that the brigade was to replace leaves as scheduled several weeks from now. Al Pessin, VOA News at the Pentagon.
Diplomats say international inspectors have found new traces of highly enriched uranium in Iran that could indicate Tehran is secretly seeking material for nuclear weapons. The sources said there could be other explanations for the traces, including contamination of equipment purchased abroad. But Iranian officials had not reported nuclear enrichment at this particular site. An Iranian foreign ministry spokesman dismissed the news reports as unimportant. Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad said Friday the nuclear standoff is just psychological propaganda aimed at threatening his country. Hundreds of residents have fled Somalia's lawless capital, Mogadishu, as militia groups continue to fight for control of the city. Heavy artillery and mortar fire pounded northern Mogadishu Friday, raising the death toll to at least 133. Witnesses say fighters have begun looting homes in Mogadishu between intense firefights. 3 oil workers kidnapped in Nigeria have been released. Italian energy company Eni said the men are in good condition. It's unclear whether a ransom was paid to secure their release. Savina Castelfranco in Rome has our report.
Gunmen abducted the 3 oil workers as they traveled in their car Thursday morning in Port Harcourt, the largest city in the Niger Delta, which is home to the offices of the leading oil companies operating in Nigeria. Officials at Italian energy company Eni said the kidnapped workers included an Italian and an Indian working for the Saipem affiliate in Nigeria and a contract worker from another oil company. The kidnapping, which took place just 1 day after the killing of an American oil industry executive in the same city, lasted less than 24 hours. Eni spokesman Gianni Di Giovanni said the men were released early Friday.
Sono stati rilasciati intorno alle 3 di questa notte, alle 3 di questa mattina, orario ovviamente.
Di Giovanni said the oil workers were released around 3 in the morning and were not subjected to any violence. He said they were at the Eni base in Nigeria. Sabina Castelfranco, VOA News, Rome.
European and Latin American leaders have wrapped up their one-day summit in Vienna with an agreement to build closer ties, despite ongoing differences over trade and energy policies. I'm Carmen English, VOA News.
Hi, I'm Larry London. You are listening to VOA Music Mix. In this hour, I'll join you as we listen to the new song from Rihanna, who has the top hit in Europe for the second straight week. Also coming up, the latest from Stained, All-American Rejects, Neo, and the world's best variety features Avril Lavigne, who's been seen wearing a diamond engagement ring. There's been...
No.
Well, isn't that fascinating?
All right.
Avril Lavigne's been engaged, I guess.
News? Anybody?
Why not?
All right.
Good morning, America. It's Saturday, May 13th, 2006, with Radio Racket Radio News. I'm Kyle DeWitt. Star, a.k.a. Troy Terrain of the now former Star and Buck Wild program, was arrested earlier yesterday at Manhattan's 1st Precinct. All Access is reporting that he has been charged with harassment and endangering the welfare of a child after remarks he made on his show about a crosstown rival and his family, including the rival's 4-year-old daughter. Another New York urban formatted station, Hot 97, is also in the news. Newsday reports that a judge has relaxed the rules the station landlord had established for visitors to the studios, which has been the scene of several shootings since the year 2000. The judge ruled that guests must enter the building alone, and the station must hire an armed guard to patrol the station at least 1 hour before said guest arrives. The station has also agreed to install a telephone outside the building so the guard can call for New York's finest if need be. Finally, Sirius Satellite Radio reports strong first quarter results. Sirius ended the first quarter with nearly 4.1 million subscribers, up 149% from the same quarter 1 year ago. Advertising revenue grew to a record $7.3 million, which represents 53% of total satellite radio industry advertising revenue for the quarter. Even with all of the positive trends, the company still reported a net loss of nearly $460 million. With Radio Racket Radio News, I'm Kyle DeWitt.
And true Radio Racket and George Brusstar fashion, George is nowhere to be found.
He's late.
He's late. Well, hey, 10 minutes late means the man's on time. I mean,
No, there was traffic.
there was traffic between from the elevator to the studio here. You got to do something about that. Maybe.
Hey, Groj.
So it looks like we have another caller lined up here.
Wait, we have to hit the theme.
No, yeah, let's do that, huh?
I forgot to count down the VOA. Hold on.
Jackass. Like a well-oiled machine, ladies and gentlemen.
Up over there.
A few minutes after 2 o'clock in the east.
Is it really 2:07, or are we... I thought it was later than that.
2:08.
Oh, that's not bad. All right, Radio Racket Audio 18. 1 hour to go, and
or maybe more.
Yeah, we're going to
maybe some extra innings tonight.
Do some already. Make some changes.
We're going off the air permanently. Goodbye.
Well,
did the Phillies win?
Yeah, I guess we won't be hearing from that guy.
Actually, they did, and Cole Hamels pitched a hell of a game tonight.
We'll have to talk about that, crazy, deranged callers that have annoyed you at radio stations.
They are out there.
Yeah. All right, Philly, 215-609-4315.
Annette from Worcester.
New York, 718-841-7702. Yeah, I said on the board, this show is a work in progress. Got a lot of work. Very little progress.
A lot of progress also.
Yeah. All right, this last hour of the show, now that we've got 3 hours in the can, and that's where it should stay, I think we should do something that I think originally I had said we should not do on the show.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Masturbate?
Rub one out.
I think we should talk about the show itself. I know I said I didn't want to do this,
Let's see
what do you like, what don't you like. I said that's cheesy and lame, and it still is, but maybe it's necessary. I don't know.
Yeah, let's see what the people think, what we should do.
All right, Dino, the guy from the commercials that we keep running, because nobody else turned their spot in on time.
Nobody had spots.
He's on the horn with us on the hotline here.
The
Dino,
owner and proprietor of Mix Master Studios.
That's right.
Give him a little more volume, please.
Oh.
How you doing?
Yeah, turn me up so I can say bye-bye booey. That's the only reason I called in.
How come you didn't include that in your copy?
Oh, I don't know.
And a Baba Booey to y'all. Hey, Dino, we can read your copy live while we've got you on the telephone.
Okay.
He's already gotten his 2 live.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, screw you.
Then again, he did buy 2 spots.
I only used 1, but it's all right. It's for the cause.
All right,
Hey,
so
I was just wondering if, what is it, Sonic Set Station Groups is going to install a telephone. Or no, Scott and I already did that. We installed the telephone out front of the building so the guards can call. We took care of that. We have the 911 on speed dial.
maybe we'll be evicted from the building now.
We're thinking of getting guard dogs, too.
Yeah, that could work. That could definitely work.
I called for a few reasons. I wanted to hear myself on the Gettner.
That's fine. How do you sound? This is our chief engineer. Now that we have chief engineer Dino.
Just pay me.
And then we have other chief engineer Scott. Still waiting to hear from Scott. But yeah,
Scott and I said, forget the titles, just pay us.
How about how about a better title?
Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Good luck, bro.
Hey, the stream sounds good.
Good.
I wish I could have been there.
You know,
quality's okay?
Do you know why the stream sounds so good?
Why?
Because very few people are listening, and there's more bandwidth to go around.
Nah, that doesn't work like that.
I know
that.
I know.
That's like putting a knot in an audio wire and saying, "Oh, now it's not going to sound good."
All right, so let's kick off this hour now that Dino is here. I said I wanted to open up the phones at 215-609-4315, and I just kind of want to get some opinions, a gauge, if you will, on what they expect out of this show. And
now, Dino's got
how
an
we have
interesting
not met those expectations.
Radio background. You and your dad did a Greek show.
Yeah, the Greek show. We did
several different radio stations.
Oh yeah, we had a Greek show we were brokering, and then we decided to go with a. How did you say it in the bio there, George? Subcarrier FM audio or?
Yeah, like a network of some. Yeah, we came up with something good for that.
JBR in Wilmington.
Started. Yeah, we were TTM. Well, actually, my father started it way up in Providence. When I was a tiny little guy.
Way up in Providence. You make it sound like it's on another planet.
Well, it's just north of Groton.
Planet Groton. Yeah, that was a staple of the old show.
Now, so then we moved down here. He had given it up for a while. I got older. I was in radio. I said I wanted to get in radio. And I said, let's start the Greek show up again. We went to TTM. Within a year, we were at TMR, 5,000 watts covering the whole Delaware Valley. And then people were complaining that 3 hours a week wasn't enough. So we went with the 24-hour subcarrier on JBR.
And the next thing he knew, he was at WKTU in New York.
Yeah, well, no.
Was that the original KTU?
The signal wasn't quite Philly enough from JBR. It wasn't covering the market well in Philly. I mean, we had some dead spots because of 98.9. So then we went to WHYY 90.9, and that was a real nice signal. So then.
And now you're here.
Now more wide. Now,
did you say
now you can't complain about the signal not being strong enough.
Did you just say you're more wide?
Worldwide.
Oh.
Yeah, worldwide.
They would kind of both apply.
Hey, you guys sound good. Kyle almost sounds like he knew what he was doing there with the news. That was good.
You'd think I used to do that or something.
Yeah, I was going to say
Amazing. Hey, the man's a natural.
How about that?
All right, so what do you think? How long have you been listening here?
What's that? How come I'm hearing everybody else well except George? George, have you ever used a microphone before?
Something somewhat foreign to him.
Well, how come you can't hear me? Everyone else said.
I'll tell you what. If anybody, I can say because I've done engineering for George, he is the most pain in the ass person to mic up. His mic has to be just right. I've heard horror stories about Howard, but
I have to sound like this.
Yeah.
My voice doesn't resonate correctly.
From Philadelphia.
I have never
ever
said that.
I might have said this, but I didn't say that.
No, you know how a lot of people, and people who've worked in radio, when you talk into a microphone, the microphone may not be exactly the way you want it, but you'll accommodate your voice to make it match.
Sure.
No.
George won't do that.
No. Everything needs to be just so.
I'm a microphone snob.
I can't hear a word he said. I can hear Roscoe fine. I can hear Kyle fine.
You can't hear me right now.
Now I can. There you go.
Well, George has got nothing to say anyways.
I really don't. I thought I did.
When does he ever?
And we just had so many things going on, especially this week. with a lot of it related
to trying to get this on the air.
Yeah, and we stopped saying on the air. Roscoe, that's like the millionth time. We're not on the air.
Well,
there's no air.
No, there is. The connection between the broadband and the
well, all right.
It's on the air.
Listen, it's 2:15 on your Saturday morning.
Yes, it is.
All right.
not for the West Coast. All right. So, how long have you been listening? I didn't hear that.
Oh, I don't know. About 20 minutes or so. I had some business to attend to.
All right. So, what is it that you expect out of this show, and how can we meet your needs?
More business for Mixmaster Studios.
What I expect out of this show is to retire in Key West, Florida.
That won't be happening, Dino.
Because of your engineering?
What's this?
Because of the engineering?
No, because I'm hoping that you guys know what the hell you're doing putting a show together.
All right. Well,
I could give you a tin can and a...
We really
string,
don't.
As long as you know what you're doing.
We did a hell of a job putting this Gentner together here, you and Scott.
Well, I don't know.
It is working.
It's working, but...
We've got all of the other lines in, and the L.A. line is a different story, but that has nothing to do with us. That's a problem we need to address on Monday.
Okay.
But that's nothing we did wrong. That's just got to call a service provider and get angry.
So, how's the response been tonight?
Yeah.
Very good.
It's been okay.
Yeah. Have we heard from Julius or
no Julius?
Groj, I can't be on the telephone and listen to the stream at the same time.
No, forget it. The show sucks. Then.
Does you feel that I should have a second phone line dedicated to RadioRacket.com?
Yeah, I think we should put a microphone in this.
Why? Oh, why not?
And we'll have to pay for it.
We'll do it.
We did hear from RJ.
No.
By the way,
RJ was our first caller.
Right out of the chute.
10 o'clock, 10:05.
I was the first ever caller when this style of show started. So.
And by the way, KYW is a terrible, terrible radio station.
Must go away.
They read the lottery numbers at 27 after, and they're supposed to read them at 26 after.
Now, do you think this is going to help us procure Julius's services for the program?
No.
Thank you.
Why? Oh, why not?
I gotta give you gotta give them credit. What was it? The playoff games last year? We did get to hear them because of them.
Yeah,
well, that is true. Yeah, I mean, nobody had any interest in hearing the AFC and NFC championship games on the radio. At least the Westwood One feed this past season. Eagles not in it, so Julius up in arms, very, very upset about it, and insisted that everyone, the people of Philadelphia, needed to hear Westwood One's coverage of the NFL, the championship, the conference championship games. Continued to hound every single program director, including FM music stations. Why, I don't know, but you actually got them on one of the stations here. Station, of course, claimed, we were thinking about it anyway. But, they were thinking about finding a way to get this guy to stop calling.
And that did it.
Yeah.
But we want to get him to start calling here.
Well, I don't know why. Julius, if you're listening, I know if you don't have broadband, you can't listen to the show and call, but we have a Philly line open right now. So if you disconnect the computer...
My mom did not pay the telephone bill, so I cannot call your program.
It might be past his bedtime.
It wasn't past his bedtime 6 years ago, and he's 6 years older.
I have to talk like this because I'm not supposed to be on the telephone at this hour.
So, Julius, call us up, and we'll put you on hold, and you can still hear the show.
In all honesty, there hasn't been much message board activity from him either. So I mean,
he did post though.
Yeah,
right?
he posted the other day.
He
Yesterday?
did post.
Yeah. Well, I take that back then.
Over there. Yeah. All right. Well, that's Dino, our chief engineer.
Yeah.
One of the chief engineers. I realize that doesn't make any sense, but
the chief nothing. Just the guy has a soldering iron and a wire stripper.
Dino, are you talking into your phone?
Yeah, I know. The problem is on his end too. He's not talking into the phone.
I am too.
Now you are.
I hear you just fine, Dino.
I am too.
If I had my Gettner here.
Nuh-uh.
I was just about to say nuh-uh.
Yeah-huh.
If I had my Gettner here, I could talk to you through my PL20, but...
Now you sound loud.
Well, we've got your Gettner. What about your PL20? Oh, no. we're delving into the techie stuff that I didn't want to do.
No.
Oh, by the way, Kevin was listening tonight. He sent us an instant message.
Yeah, I know. He told me he was all excited. He was all excited.
Was past tense.
He's actually very impressed. You impressed the 14-year-old.
Then he listened for 10 more minutes and went back to his iPod.
No, you impressed the 14-year-old. Very good, guys.
Well, that's why we have MySpace accounts.
Yeah, well, some of us, not me.
Not I.
All right. Well, Dino, thank you. And
we're doing what we said we wouldn't do, and we're talking.